Okay. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. Uncle Bruce here. First thing in the morning, 1 hour before the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. Welcome to April the 8th, 2021. And we have some news today about GameStop, the news we've been waiting for lately. One of the pieces of news, anyway. We now know a couple of things about the board of directors of GameStop going forward. We also know about the fact that Mr. Cohen is going to be the chairman of the board. Not a big surprise to most of us who've been following the GameStop story. We have known about that. We had heard about that. But the surprising announcement for me, in a way, is the fact that there will only be 6 board of director members of GameStop after the annual meeting is held. And I find that to be very interesting. I kind of like this idea because I get the impression that so much is happening so quickly at the corporate level at GameStop that I think Mr. Cohen and friends are deciding, why don't we just take it slow and be measured about it, and we'll bring people into the board that we know, we trust, we want, we like, and we'll solidify control of the company, bring in additional senior management to run the company, and as time goes on, we'll bring additional board members in. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. They've added 2 new members to the board. They've nominated 2 new people to fill out the 6-person board, even though we know 8 people who are presently on the board of directors are resigning from the board of directors. It's quite an interesting turnover, going from a large number of board members to a much smaller number of board members. The stock itself is up $10 this morning on pre-market. It's sitting at 188.13 right now. The shares were in and around 172 this morning, roughly. I think that's where they were when I kind of got up. Noticed them down in the 173.90 ballpark. All right, 174, and then they kind of leveled up into this 175 range for a while. Backed off again to 174.20, and then started to pop. As soon as the announcement came out, the stock immediately went to the 180, 183 range. Hovered around the 183.84 range, back to 182, and now up to 187.44. Volume pre-market 384,000 shares. Not dramatic, but certainly more active than the other day. What's going to happen is the question as the day wears on here, as more analysis is held to figure out just what's up. Let me tell you the 2 new board members that are joining the company, so I can give you some other information. The first member, I found this interesting for sure, is a gentleman named Larry Cheng, Cheng. Larry Cheng. He was the first ever investor in Chewy, and so there is a synergy here between this gentleman and Mr. Cohen. No surprise, of course. Mr. Cohen will be the chairman of the board of the company, and he's going to need the board to be on his side. So Larry Cheng will definitely be a cheerleader for Mr. Cohen's efforts. And I suspect that the 2 of them have had a long history together, and have challenged each other and have grown together, and took Chewy from nothing to a $3.5 billion company by the time Mr. Cohen stepped back from the company. Now, of course, it's publicly traded under the ownership of PetSmart, and it's well on its way to becoming very profitable. It'll become a very valuable company, and the game plan that Ryan Cohen put together, Chewy, is obviously working out. Larry Cheng was the first investor in Chewy. He is the co-founder of a company called Valuation Capital out of Boston, Massachusetts. Valuation Capital is an equity investment firm, and he is leading the internet and consumer team, focusing on internet services, consumer brands, digital media, and gaming. Does that sound kind of like GameStop-ish to you? Does that sound like the future of GameStop that we've been talking about lately? It does to me, and that's a perfect synergy here. You got you can just see where Cohen is coming from his background, where Larry Cheng is coming with his background, and it's just a synergy of perfection, perfect marriage between the two. This will be a most interesting dynamic going forward. Obviously, Larry Cheng has access to capital, if needed. There will be no issue for GameStop down the road to do whatever it wants to do. Something tells me if GameStop came across a target company that they wanted to acquire, Larry Cheng and his contacts through the venture capital world, there shouldn't be any issue whatsoever to put whatever deal together is necessary to make something happen. So that was an interesting add-on. The second person coming onto the board is also interesting. This is a woman coming from Kraft Heinz company. This gal's name is Yang Zhu, and I'm assuming I'm pronouncing this correct. The last name Y-A-N, first name X-U is the last name. I think that's how you pronounce it, Zhu. She is currently the senior vice president of global finance and treasury at Kraft Heinz Co. It's a pretty serious position. So we're talking about someone who's also in the finance side of a major player in the food business. Kraft Heinz is the world's 5th largest food company, period. The owners of Kraft Heinz, the largest shareholders, this is a publicly traded company, by the way, Kraft Heinz. Berkshire Hathaway owns 26.6% of the company, and 3G Capital owns 17.7% of the company. 3G Capital owns Burger King, Tim Hortons, Brazilian company. Berkshire Hathaway, of course. We're talking about Warren Buffett. That's who we're talking about here. Warren Buffett is the 26.6% owner of Kraft Heinz, with 17% held by 3G Cap. Put those two kids together, and you are dealing with 45% of the outstanding stock. In other words, pretty well full control of Kraft Heinz. Ms. Yang Zhu is a quick rising star in that entity. Now she's a director of GameStop. I think what we have here is a very strategic move here. It wouldn't surprise me if she and Larry Zhang know each other. Probably have dealt together. Who knows? There's usually some sort of a personal connection with some of these people. They know of each other, or they know others who know of each other, and something is telling me that it could be that down the road, not too far down the road, there might be additional involvement with GameStop in one form or another through the possibility of the large players that control or are involved with Kraft Heinz. Serious dough here. This is a most interesting move, and yet only 2 directors are being brought in from the outside. I was waiting for, and I've been telling you, I was looking for 8 new directors. I thought that's what was going to happen. 8 resign. I figured 8 would be replaced. No, only 2 are being replaced. The rest are not being replaced at this time. And the question now, I wonder, is what does that mean? Is it possible that what we have going on here is GameStop, the company, might actually be being set up to acquire another corporation, and they'll bring directors in from the target company to join their board, which could move them up to 9 or 10 seats? Could it be that GameStop is being reorganized to the point where it is a takeover target? Have we thought of that? I mentioned that because, by the way, Larry, thank you for becoming a new member of the channel. Nice to see you here. I really appreciate it. I mentioned the fact that, do you think GameStop could be a target itself, maybe a year or 2 down the road? Because Larry Cheng has been involved in deal after deal after deal through his career, where he gets involved in a company, funds it, and helps manage it, and then it gets taken over. It gets bought out. Chewy, is clearly the main example. I mean, he helped fund the company right off the get-go for Mr. Cohen. The two of them made a lot of money together, and Chewy got taken out for a big pile of money. You got to wonder, is there something more to this than we're not understanding? But again, at this moment in time, why would anyone take over GameStop in this environment? I can't see it, but I can see it down the road. If this entity becomes an e-commerce player of some note, it could well be an attractive target for someone else to buy up as a strong e-commerce player in the gaming business. You tell me who could buy this company. There's a lot of possible candidates here, but only 6 board members. I think of the 6, 5 are Cohen loyalists, is my guess. Cohen himself and 4 others. The 2 he brought with him from Chewy, and now the 2 new. And then there's Mr. Sherman, who's still on the board of directors, but he won't be the chairman. It'll be Ryan Cohen's show. He'll own 5 of 6 board seats. And I kind of get the feeling that maybe as the weeks go by and the months go by after June, when all this is done, June 9th, by the way, is the annual meeting, June 9th. So that's 2 months from now. Maybe July, August, September. Would there be other board members coming in, an invitation of the chairman of the board of the company? Or could GameStop be acquiring companies and growing out their portfolio in the e-commerce and e-sport business, in the wagering business? We've been speculating about all kinds of possibilities here, and board members will be brought in from these acquired companies. Maybe 1 or 2 people per target company will be brought into the family in the board table, and that's how this. And then the whole enchilada down the road might be an entire takeover target itself at who knows what price per share. No idea. The stock 187.64. Early market interest in the stock. Nothing incredibly great. I mean, we have 448,000 shares traded already. We are about 45 minutes away from opening. But for the short sellers, you got to ask yourself, if you're a short seller, do I want to hold this stock short much longer? Cohen is going to have complete control of the board. There will be no infighting in the board of directors. 5 of 6 are Cohen people. So it's not like he's got 5 of 11 or 5 of 9. He's got 5 of 6 members of the board that are his loyalists. So that's the end of that control position scenario there. Allowing the board now, the board will now make moves going forward that are going to allow Cohen to really transform this company going forward. No question about it. Who's going to be CEO down the road? Who's going to do certain functions? That's totally up to now up to the Ryan Cohen group. So there won't be any of that. So if you're a short seller, you realize, well, it's Cohen's show. Even though he only owns 13% of the company, he owns 5/6 of the board of directors. This game's over. Now, what happens next? If he starts to attract interest in other entities to start acquiring other companies, that could be a most interesting move. The shares here, they might be a buy, only because the direction of the company could be so interesting and exciting that more people will want into this story, believing that in the next 2 to 3 years, this company is going to be completely transformed in ways that even we haven't been talking about here. It could be even further than this. Very interesting to see this happening. I'm all for it. No one called me to ask me my opinion. I'm just commenting to you in plain English what I see it, as I interpret it. I like what I see, and I really like the idea that as of June the 9th, Ryan Cohen has complete control of this company, the way it should be. And I'm guessing that Sherman is his days are numbered. Now, maybe he steps back down the road a month or 2 or 3, and someone else takes over his positioning. He becomes an advisor to the board, or is still a member of the board for the remainder of this year, but next year he steps out. What I did notice on the press release this morning, I did notice it on a filing was that the company has announced that the compensation of board members going forward will only be stock compensation. There will be no cash compensation offered to any members of the board of directors. So that is an interesting. I found that to be an interesting and refreshing statement being made by the company. They wanted to talk about that. They also mentioned, by the way, Curtis J. Wolf is resigning as a member of the board of directors immediately. Again, not because of a disagreement, but it's just a change out. But going forward, the compensation will be 100% equity. You say the following the annual meeting, all directors will be compensated 100% in equity. Following the annual meeting, individual director compensation will be reduced by approximately 28% from the prior year. So they're going to do a cut there. And effective immediately, the board has appointed Mr. Grube to serve as the strategic planning and capital allocation committee. So they're making some definite moves that are, I think, saying to the shareholders, this is not a free ride, a fat cat hang around the board and let's smoke cigars and drink scotch and and live off the company's money. This is not that kind of a board. This board is completely going to be compensated with paper, stock only. We're all addicted to the stock price. I like this. So these board members will be offered options into the company at current values. And going forward, wherever the value of the stock is where they'll be compensated at. In other words, they don't get a stock option at $20 a share, even though the stock's at $187 a share. No. They're compensated in this neighborhood right here. So their upside is from here. And this all begins June 9th. It doesn't begin today. It begins on the effective acceptance of shareholders that they're on the board of directors. That's when it begins, the compensation. So if the shares are at 187 in June 9th, we start from here. If the shares are 287 or 487 or whatever they're at, that is where the compensation starts at with regards to options they're being granted, shares that they might be granted. It's certainly 28% less than the previous board. So this isn't as generous a deal as before. Plus, they're coming in where you are already at. So if these shares, as I say, move up to the 250, 300 level between now and June because of whatever factors are going on, if that were to happen, these directors are looking at upside from there forward. And so this move from now to there won't affect them. A very interesting move. That I like this a lot. I really like this kind of a move. This is Cohen saying to you, the shareholders, that there's no free ride here for directors. Just because you're a director doesn't mean you've hit the jackpot. No, I'm bringing directors in who have a vision of the future of this company, like I have, who can bring something to the table. And bring us an outside perspective that we need and help us to either raise capital if we need to raise capital, or help us evaluate deals, or get us to people who can help us evaluate deals. On and on it goes. And with the Kraft Heinz connection, I like that a lot. That's pretty solid, really solid financial connection through Berkshire Hathaway and through 3G Capital. I kind of like that a lot. And with Larry Chang coming in from Volition Capital, yes, this is what I'd like to hear, what I want to see. These are the kinds of people I would like to have on the board of directors advising Mr. Cohen. In other words, Mr. Cohen doesn't have to worry about paying the bills. He doesn't have to worry about raising capital. He doesn't have to worry about finding people to draw on for advisory services in a takeover deal, a merger deal, whatever it is. And of course, we're talking about with Mr. Chang, someone who is very well versed in the e-commerce side of the deal. This is exactly what we want to have happen. Now, as I said before, could Elon Musk join this board next year? Yeah, could. Could Larry Ellison join the board? Yeah. Mark Cuban? Yeah. Can people from Microsoft or other companies join the board? Yeah, could. The question is, who does Mr. Cohen want on the board? I think what he's going after and what he seems to be getting here are people who are very much aware of what he's up to, familiar with him, and more hands-on rather than distant advisory. Although Yang Zhu will be interesting to watch her involvement going forward with this company as time goes on. Yeah, I like the fact that she's part of global finance and treasury at Kraft. Yeah, the treasury division of Kraft. I like this. Yeah, I like this a lot. Anyway, so interesting hitters coming on board. Chris wants to know, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Can you touch on the 801 ruling announced yesterday? Thank you. And as always, shout out to my little brother in Dublin. He's asking me about the potential changes to settlement rules regarding clearinghouses with respect to the buying and selling of shares and the non-delivery of stock. We've been talking about this a million times about how a lot of outfits out there are not delivering stock on settlement day. What is going to happen? Are these new changes, these rule changes that are being talked about here at the SEC, this 801 rule and others, how will that affect the stock? How will that affect the market? How will that affect delivery of securities? How will that affect short positions? How will that affect everything? I can only tell you from what little I know, because I don't write these rules, I don't enforce these rules. I've never been a head of a cage at the back of a brokerage firm, but I can surmise that it's going to get much, much more difficult for brokerage firms not to deliver securities on settlement date. It's going to become much more expensive for firms not to deliver securities on settlement day to the clearinghouses. And just the mere fact that that is becoming an issue and becomes a bigger issue and a bigger issue, it tells me that more and more brokerage firms are going to decline the opportunity to lend securities to short sellers in certain stocks. Now, you want to short 100,000 shares of Apple shares on the open market, I can find you stock all over the place, a broker will say, to lend to you the short Apple stock. Oh yeah, no problem at all. But with GameStop going forward or even maintaining existing positions, very, very difficult. And this makes this interesting because if we have more interest in the stock by investors because of corporate news that we've just discussed here, it means that buying is coming in, but the selling can only come from actual holders of stock. Now, how many shares are out there held by the world? I keep telling you, I think it's 200 plus million shares. There's no other way to justify these kinds of volumes with only 70 million outstanding, which is what really is outstanding. With the number of shares held by insiders and free trading and then held by institutions, there's no way you can trade the stock we're trading. So to me, shorters will not be able to provide the liquidity going forward that they've been able to provide in the past if these new rules are going to be enacted. So this will be an interesting thing to watch, and I'm quite curious to see how this plays itself out. Again, what does it mean for you as a shareholder? Good news, fewer sellers of stock. Fewer sellers of stock going forward in GameStop is likely the outcome. And so with interest into the market coming in, if more interest comes in to people want to buy stock, institutions want to buy stock, mutual funds want to buy stock, hedge funds want to buy stock, index funds want to buy stock, mom and pops want to buy stock, anyone. The selling can only come from those who already have it, not from newly created shares from short sellers. And as short sellers buy up stock to lessen their exposure, and the hope, of course, is the shares go up in value, which forces them to want out, makes them want to get out. They can only buy stock from sellers. They can't buy stock from other short sellers taking their place because short sellers can't borrow the stock as easily in the past to hold positions going forward. This just adds up to a tighter controlled market. And that means the amount of money that's inside GameStop now will find that the party room is getting tighter and the space is becoming more precious because holding our drinks is getting a little more difficult because there's a little less elbow room here. That's what we want. We want this to be a tighter, more difficult thing. space will be at a premium, shares will be at a premium, and the hope is that one will move the other. So that's the story there. We'll keep an eye on this. 186.39 with 538,000 traded now on the day so far. And the pre-market right now, we're just pre-market trading. The professor asks, do you think GameStop $1 billion capital raise will play into the shorts' hands? If they dump shares, shorts will pick it up and the short will end. 3.5 million shares potentially of this company will not solve a 140 million share potential nightmare. This is 5% of the nightmare. If that, it is so, it will not solve the problem. No, it will not be a problem for all of you as shareholders. It'll actually be a gain for you as shareholders based on and depending upon what will the price of the stock be when they issue stock from the treasury. They haven't sold any yet from what we know. They want to raise up to $1 billion. They can issue up to 3.5 million shares to do that under current filings that they've made. They can adjust these anytime they want, by the way. They can always change it. They can make it 35 million shares for $10 billion. They can make it 350,000 shares for $100 million. They can change it any way they want, whenever they want. Ryan Cohen will decide what the deal is. But the question is, between now and the annual meeting, will they raise any of this money, any of it, at any price? That is the question. And at the moment, they don't seem to be interested in dropping off stock at any price they can get for it to raise cash. They're not that desperate for money. They would love to bring in $1 billion more in cash. Yeah. But I think under their terms and the terms of the stock here, 185.50, not attractive enough. That's my humble opinion. We'll see how this plays out. Fallen God, love this news, but does this mean RC won't be CEO? It's possible he won't be, but it's still possible he might be. But I'm hoping he won't be. I really don't want him to be the CEO of the company. I would really rather he just be the chairman of the board and he hire CEOs to run that part of the company. That's what I would prefer. I would like him to bring in, if he's bringing in a CEO from the outside, bring in an all-star of epic proportions and just be up at the board level and just say to the CEO, whatever you need, I'm here for you. You need cash to buy a company? I'll get you the cash. You need advisory services to negotiate a takeover? I'm here for that. With our board of directors and our contacts, you tell us what you need to grow this company forward, and we're backing you up 100%. This is the kind of synergy you want to hear. This is what you want to see. And this allows Cohen to just be the overseer of all departments, all divisions, and have the executives come to the board to report to the board every month or so what's going on. I like it. That's how I would love him to run that company. Glenn Decker, thank you, Glenn, for this donation. First, thank you. Even with a membership fee and 10 super chats a week, it doesn't hold a candle to my current returns based on some of your picks. Thank you. I think that's good news. Thank you, Glenn. A second, thoughts on MUD, the Spac taking Tops public. The NFT craze may be great for them, but I would love your input. Yeah, I'm not yet sold on recommending that stock to anyone yet. I'm not yet sold. And what's holding me back so far, and again, I could change my mind, but at the moment, I'm just kind of, I'm a little disappointed in the fact that there doesn't seem to be a lot of Wall Street money coming into this deal. There is the money in trust in the SPAC, yeah, which is like 320 million, something like that. So there's trust money and SPAC money ready to go. But I'm not seeing additional money available at this moment in time on this initial deal. And we've got Michael Eisner, which is, that's a name. That is a serious name you can do some banking on. Reputation and contacts, and oh my gosh, what can happen there? Lots. He will run the show going forward, and maybe, and perhaps this is it. Again, I want to take the positive view, but I can't guarantee it. But if I take the optimistic side of that deal, I'm kind of thinking, all right, well, he's vending in Tops into this SPAC. He'll end up controlling 80% of all the stock or more once the vend-in is completed, and the 320 million will transfer over to the, into the checking account, bank account of the new company with all of its new shareholders, and it'll be, out there trading with a bunch of cash in the bank. I kind of wonder if the next thing we're going to hear about from Tops. And this is down the road, maybe 3, 4, 5 months from now. This is the third quarter of this year. It's not going to happen overnight. And this is why I'm holding back, by the way, because I think we might have a 2-month down period of no news. And these shares might come back to $10. And maybe then it's the buy. Anyway, I'm wondering about the first deal that he announces as a public company, the second deal, the third deal. Does he do deals with Disney under license with Tops as a distributor? Can he do a deal for you name the franchises that Disney has? Go ahead. You know them. They're all the names, all the brand names, right? Could there be something between Disney and Tops because of his involvement in Disney in the past? Or could it be with another studio? Or could it be with Major League Sports? And what about this, what you're talking about here, the NFT craze? Could there be some serious NFT something coming up through the Tops organization down the road? It's too early to say. I think it's too early to speculate. And I said before, I'm a little puzzled by how this deal didn't attract $500 million more behind it. Why didn't this deal come in with a 1.3 billion enterprise value and 500 million additional cash on top of that? It could be that Eisner said, no, thank you. I don't want 500 million because it's at $10 a share. I'm not issuing stock at $10. No way. We have enough stock at $10. Just the stock we've got here with the Spac only. Those are the only people that can buy stock at 10 are those who bought stock at 10. We're not offering any more at 10. We're going to offer stock at 30, 50, 80, 100, 200. I don't know. It could be that he comes public and says, yeah, we're publicly traded now, blah, blah, blah. We're doing a bond offering for $2 billion. We're offering 1% interest, convert into the stock at $50 a share for 5 or 10 years. But we're not issuing stock at the Treasury from $10 a share. We're only issuing a stock at $50 or higher, and we're going to start with this bond offering, and we're going to now buy this company over here for $5 billion. That could be it. It could be something that simple, dramatic, unbelievable, and right off the radar. But then it could be completely the opposite, that they're just going to run what they have and build the business they're building and sign a bunch of small little deals and build the shares from 10 to 12 to 15 a share to 18 a share, and over a year or so, get it to 20, 25. That could be the plan. We're going to have to wait and see. But at the moment, there is no serious money coming into the stock. There is no serious money coming into the deal. It's just a deal getting done between two parties, a Spac and Tops. And that's all it is. And so I'll follow it. And if I get the inkling that something is cooking, I'll let you know. And if I like what I see, I'll tell you, you might want to pick this up. But at the moment, I don't have anything more that I can give you on that deal. All right. So bear with me, folks. We're watching it all the time. All right. There you go. So now let's see what's going to happen. GameStop, 185.88. We're 27 minutes away from the opening. I did find it rather interesting and predictably disappointing when CNBC broke the story. I had already heard of the story about 4 or 5 minutes before they announced it. They came on, Andrew Ross Sorkin announced the deal and came out to say he poo-pooed it. He just poo-pooed the announcement from GameStop. He just basically said, well, this is no surprise. I mean, everyone knew and everyone was speculating that Ryan Cohen was going to be the chairman of the board. He was saying basically the shares are up to 182, 83. I don't even know what people are getting excited about. That was the reaction of CNBC from Ross Sorkin right off the get-go. And then no other news going forward came out from CNBC until I came on the air with you. Not another word of detail, nothing about the 2 new board members, nothing about the fact that the board will now consist of 6 people instead of 10 or 12 or 14, nothing. Complete crickets. The bias is obvious. For whatever reason, CNBC will not give any credit to the GameStop story of any kind. They are absolutely on the opposite side of the GameStop story. Why? We can only speculate. What hedge funds are they aware of that are perhaps short millions of shares of this stock that they're trying to, tell us just that it's, not much going on. I don't know. We're going to see what's going on. Patrick's saying, surprise, surprise, Craven has nothing to say yet about RC yet. It's just, I don't know. I follow. I try to read between the lines as best I can for you. Tons of shares board yesterday and today. Look for a dip to buy. I try to figure it out. This could be the reasoning here that they may have these pals. I just don't know what's going on. Ashley, Disney currently own the right to all Topps trading card history. There's all kinds of potential on the Topps deal. Perhaps not. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we're going to see what's going on here. I will do all I can for you. I couldn't have asked for anything else. That was perfect. Your insight is always appreciated, trust numbers. Thank you, Glenn, for your comments. And again, these donations, I appreciate them very much. Welcome, one and all. If you're a member of this channel, you did get the alert from yours truly before you heard it on CNBC, I think. I'm not sure if I beat them to the punch or not, but I did do an alert this morning to all members talking about the latest news on GameStop. If you become a member of this channel, you will be receiving from time to time, courtesy of yours truly, in plain English, alerts about stocks that we're following here, events going on, what's happening in the marketplace, where I'm trying to explain to you, look out for this, keep an eye open for that, or by the way, this just happened, or I've just heard this announcement, just read this. If you become a member of this channel, you will receive alerts through YouTube on a private setting for members only, so that you're up on the latest news on stocks that we talk about a lot here. And of course, whenever I see anything about GameStop, I will try to update you as quickly as I can, as best as I can, either live on the air here or through alerts. And again, I thank all of you who've become members of this channel for that. I hope that you find it a worthy investment to make, so that you're able to comment with us here in a very friendly and PG rated way, as opposed to the mayhem that we had a month ago. And of course, get to use the emojis and let me give you alerts from time to time. Whenever I come up with a stock that I like, something new, I will do an alert for members. You'll get that before the channel finds out what's going on. You'll know, and sometimes you'll have a couple of day head start to look into some due diligence on your own about a stock that I want to mention to you. And so thank you, all of you, for your support of this channel and being here. I appreciate it. AB, I know why they poo-pooed it. This was $5 a share, and they didn't tell their viewers to buy when RC bought. You YouTube guys like you eat CNBC's lunch, and there you have it. Well, thank you for that. I really wish CNBC would just stop with the political interviews. I mean, it just drives me nuts. With 2 hours to go before the markets open up, Joe Kernan is talking to senators that are Republican senators, Republican governors, Republican congressmen, Mick Mulvaney, and all these former Trump people about what's going on out there, and none of them are in power to do anything about it. These folks are just the opposition. It's like watching a Republican convention every morning. So frustrating. And here comes GameStop with news that you ought to know about, and they don't interview anybody. They don't track down an analyst. They don't track down anyone in Wall Street. They don't track down an investment banker. They don't track down an option trader. They don't track nothing. They have contacts everywhere in the financial business. At least I thought they did. But the only contacts they seem to want to bring on here are political hacks that they want to talk to, which gives us no information. They have they're not SEC people. These are not investment people. They don't know anything about the markets. They're just political junkies. And I'm just going, look, go to Fox News for this sort of stuff. This is supposed to be a business channel. Give me the business of what's going on in the business world. Talk to me about what's happening in Europe. Talk to me what's happening in the Asian markets. Talk to me what's happening in the North American markets. Talk to us about what the dollar is doing, what interest rates are doing, what inflation is doing, what Americans want to know about with respect to the business world. That's what you are, CNBC Business, I thought. But no, it's becoming a political thing every morning, and it's just so frustrating to try to get on top of what's happening for you folks, having to wade through this nonsense. I can't understand it, but then again, maybe I can, and maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. It is just unfortunate, and that's where it is. Everybody, thank you guys for being here and joining with me. We will continue to follow all these breaking stories. We now see 617,000 shares of GameStop traded now. 185.55 last trade. It did touch about, I think it got up to what, let me take a look here. I think it got up to 188.98, 189 maybe, almost. Yeah, 189 was the high this morning, and it's now 185.65. Is this a reason to sell the stock? This news? Nope, it is not a reason to sell this stock. Is this a reason to get out of GameStop forever because they've now decided to go with a 6-person board for the company going forward? No, I don't think so. Is this company going to become much more active going forward? I think so. I think it's going to become much more active, and I would not be surprised if GameStop not only does a lot of changes that we've talked about with respect to the e-commerce side, but something is telling me that e-commerce might be a buyer of other companies. And I'm wondering if other companies might be merged in here from other fields. And this could be a most interesting time of it. We'll watch it. I can't tell you it will. I can't tell you it won't. But I will tell you we'll be watching for it. So we'll see what happens. Thank you, all of you, for catching up with me this morning. I appreciate your participation in the show. Oh my gosh, what is going to happen with the market opening up, and what will the analysts think going forward about these boards of directors who've joined this company? Will the street like what they see? By the way, thank you for the 4,000 of you watching right now. Really appreciate you being here with me this morning already. We have 913 thumbs ups, which I really do appreciate. We have 20 on the downside. Hit the thumbs up button for me if you could. Let's get this show exposed to more YouTubers who don't know we even exist. We're still really not discovered fully yet. We would like more people to hear what is really going on in the markets in plain English. And so if you could hit the thumbs up button for me, and that'll encourage YouTube to promote this show to new people. And we'll reach a larger group out there and let them in on what the heck is going on, because there is a lot going on, and certain sources out there are just not providing the information that they need. Dow Jones right now in the pre-market with 18 minutes to go, the Dow is showing a drop of 30 points, hardly worrisome there. S&P is showing a 10-point gain. NASDAQ is showing a 100-point gain in the pre-market. Very good. Crude oil down 58 cents a barrel at 59.19 so far this morning. Interesting to see how crude is not rallying along. I had heard about a month ago, 2 months ago, brokerage firms were sure that oil would be at 75 a barrel in no time, and not happening. Even with opening of economies, it's not happening. There are concerns in Europe that we're going into a 4th or 5th massive lockdown globally, perhaps not in the USA, but pretty well everywhere else. And the variants are the problem, and oil is not getting a boost right now. Interesting how this works. S. Miller, thank you. S. Miller, Dankeschön. When can we expect Ryan Cohen to speak about GameStop? Now that he becomes a chairman, he should be allowed to speak on behalf of the company. After the 9th of June, yep, after the 9th of June, 2 months from now, he will be the chairman of the company. Between now and then, he is not the chairman of the board, but he will be on June 9th. And that's when everything changes from the communication of the companies going forward. I expect a full-out, absolute, nonstop assault on our eardrums from the Ryan Cohen-led GameStop. You can count on it. It's going to be a different everything, and we're going to see what happens here. So yes, stick around. It could be a lot of fun. But it is what it is. We have to stick around for the show and see what's going on. And one day at a time. 9th of June is what it's all about. Almost the longest day of the year, as a matter of fact. I think won't the 12th of June be the longest day of the year? So just before the longest day of the year, he takes over, and he'll have many, many daylight hours in which to speak to us. And we'll be more than happy to listen to what he has to say. And let's go, baby. Let's see what happens. Already is a lot of fun. There you go, Ashley. Jake, and I need a dip today on GameStop. Give me a dip so I can buy this stuff. The rally is expected from now until then. Let's hope so. That's me flipping my Kennedy $50 ting, the silver $50 going up into the air. That's me. Ryan Clark going for e-commerce and possibly gearing for a takeover. Would a logistics company be on their radar? In-house logistics cut the expenditure. You just never know, my friend. There could be several. There could be a number of companies they are targeting for acquisition, whether they're private companies or already existing public companies with existing shareholders that now would become GameStop shareholders and followers. There is all kinds of possibilities here, all kinds of it. It will be interesting to see if GameStop approaches company number one and says, hi there, we noticed that you're, you do this, this, and this. We'd like to acquire you. We'd like to have you become part of our family. This is our vision. This is where we're headed. And you can become shareholders like the rest of us. And by the way, our board of directors, who we've just brought in here, they own stock in the company, but at current levels. You're not dealing with board of director members here that have stock at 1/10 the price you have. The only board of the member for sure who's got cheap stock is Ryan Cohen, because when he bought the stock at $4.50 to $16 a share, the company looked nothing like it looks like now, and it was heavily shorted, and it was poo-pooed by everyone in the world, and every analyst expected this company to either go bankrupt, eventually go bankrupt, or certainly never see the lights of $10 a share ever again. When Cohen walked in here, there was nothing good going on. It's all changed now, and look at all the new players here. Look at all the new senior management of this company. They've joined this company with the stock at $180 to $200 a share. They all have stock options at these levels or higher. What does that tell you? These folks do not want the stock at $50 a share. Ryan Cohen at $50 a share would still be ahead on his investment. But all the employees that have come in now, the senior people that have replaced the other senior people, and the new directors who are kicking out the other director, they all need the stock to go up from here for them to have any gain. So there is no happiness at $150 a share or $125 a share. No one is happy at that company. So think about that going forward. What is the motivation of these folks to build the value of this corporation? Yeah, much higher than this current price, folks, much higher. That is something you want to know, and that should make you happy. That should make you go, oh, okay, yeah, I like this. These folks have upside from here. Oh, that's interesting. Louis, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. You are the newest, greatest member of this phenomenal channel of ours, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming in. Very good. Look, Bruce, why don't they do what Tesla did? Stock split. Can you compare the situations? It's possible they might, but it's too early right now. This company is not where Tesla was when Tesla split. This company is much earlier on in its cycle under the Cohen leadership. Remember, nothing changes until the 9th of June when Cohen is elected the chairman of the board of directors. That's when it's official. Right now, he's the advisor, and yeah, he calls a lot of shots behind the scenes, but it's June 9th that we have to wait for that official date. Thereafter, it's the Ryan Cohen show, of course. 6 months from now, a year from now, yeah, it's possible that this company is way down the road with perhaps several acquisitions that they may have made, several direct, penetrations into other business areas to bring in much more diversified company. They've raised money. They've got deals going on, and it could well be that the shares could be at a much higher price per share between now and a year from now. Could be. And then the company does decide they want to do a stock split. Yeah, could be. But they're not at that point yet. That's not today. That's not today. When Tesla split their stock 5-for-1, I believe the price of the stock was approaching $2,400 a share, $2,500 a share, something like that. And it's split into that $500 a share neighborhood, something like that. then ran up to 900 a share. It kept on going. They were also added into the S&P 500. All kinds of things were happening with Tesla when all of that took place. This company doesn't need to build $5 billion factories anywhere. GameStop does not need to do that kind of investing where they're headed. They're not in that area. They're reducing their store footprints. They will continue to do so. Over 1,800 stores leases expire this year. We'll see how many of those they retain, how many they let go. So they're going to reduce their retail footprint dramatically and raise their profile on e-commerce dramatically. But they don't need to spend $5 billion on a factory in California and another $5 billion for a factory in China and a $5 billion factory in the middle of the Nevada desert. This is not what these guys do. They don't build cars. They don't build games. They don't need to create a Sony out of thin air. I mean, that's not what these guys are. So the shares will rise in value based on the perception of e-commerce sales going forward. And I compare this company directly to Chewy simply because if it isn't evident now, if you haven't figured it out, you got to know the original funder of Chewy is now on the board of directors or about to become board of director member of the company. The original creator of the company, Chewy, is Cohen himself, chairman of the board of GameStop. Hello, it's Chewy for the electronic market. Chewy is trading at its value. The street is already guesstimating, and there are people out there who are already saying, if GameStop were to be evaluated the same way that Chewy is being evaluated on the open market, the GameStop shares would be $1,040 a share. That's where the stock would be trading at right now. So to me, I keep coming back to this comment that I make from time to time. I think that GameStop shares at $184 a share, $185, they're trading at 18.5 cents on the dollar because the company could be worth over $1,000 a share based on becoming an e-commerce platform company. And it's trading at $184, 18 cents or 18% of 1,000. That's where I think the shares are. That's my opinion. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, there could be very much similarities between one and the other, but not necessarily exactly. There you go. What's going on? Let's see what's going on. It'll be war today. Hey, Bruce, you said I was the greatest newest member. You were, and you are right. You were, and you're still one of the greatest members of all time. But you're not the newest, greatest new member. We have a newest member, and everyone wears that crown for a certain period of time, and now you're just one of the greatest of all time to be here, without question. And I welcome all of you, as all of you are. You're all the greatest of all time. Oh, what can I say? Matt Coors on Twitter says, I just saw this announcement here. Here we go. Matt Coors. I get that up there. There it goes. On Twitter saying YouTube banned his account. Can't remember who the tag that asked. I have heard that this morning. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going on. If anybody knows, let me know. We'll see what's going on. We're getting into the 10-minute warning. 7 minutes to go before we open the day. 184.78 is where the stock is right now. Chairman Cohen. I like the sound of that. Fantastic. Let's see. Hey, Kirk. It's Kirk from the Big Apple. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Watching from work. GameStop to the moon. Absolutely, sir. Welcome from the Big Apple. Got a lot of fans and fantastic followers from the Big Apple. Also Chicago and a bunch of other incredible cities across America. Thank you so much, buddy, for being here. Sponsor member of this channel and Traveling with Bruce. He's a double. So he's even greater than who I was just talking to. Thank you, everybody. Let's see. What did Matt do? We don't know what Matt did. We don't know what he did. I don't know. Thank you for giving me thumbs ups, everybody. Appreciate it. We are now sitting on 1,300 thumbs ups on this telecast. I appreciate that. 27 on the down dip. So we got about a 50-to-1 ratio. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio of at least 50-to-1. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, guys. Thank you, and helping me promote this channel on YouTube to the world. I love you for that. 185.30 on the stock. waiting for the opening here in about 5 minutes. And the volume now on the pre-market for GameStop, 697,000. Let's round it up to 700,000. And it's interesting to me because we have had this announcement out about an hour and a half. So really in about 90 minutes, I would say that of the 700,000, over 650,000 has traded in 90 minutes. So it's had a good run this morning on volume pre-market. That's a tell that we might be into a good start on the morning for the Dow, for New York, on the New York Exchange. Where the shares will end up today is the question. There will be skeptics out there, who will say, "Oh, this won't make a difference. These these companies can change directors all they want. They're losers, and they're going to be losers, and that's the end of being a loser." There'll be others who will go, "Wait a minute, who's coming in? Who are these folks? Who are backing these people? Wait a minute, Kraft Heinz? Isn't that Warren Buffett? Isn't that a Warren Buffett controlled public company?" Yes, it is. Why would a senior executive from Kraft Heinz, from the Treasury Department of that company, by the way, why would they join this board of directors of this little tiny gaming company in Texas? That doesn't strike you odd that the fifth largest food company in the world, a company that does, I believe, over 100 billion a year in sales, multi, 100 billion valued company, very valuable company. Why would a senior executive of that kind of a company join a gaming company in Texas? Doesn't that strike you as interesting? I like it. I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful thing to wonder about. I don't think it's bad news at all. I think it's good news. I can understand why Larry Cheng is here. Larry Cheng from Valuation Capital. Oh, yeah, I can see him coming in. Original funder of Chewy. Yeah, of course. Ryan Cohen, co-guy, team member. No question about that. I like the fact that as a hedge fund guy, he's on the board of the directors of this company. We got a hedge fund. Hello. We got a hedge fund guy. We have a funder, a financier on the board of GameStop starting June the 9th. If you're short this stock, that should be a sign. Get out of Dodge, cover yourselves, get out. What are you doing shorting the stock? Cloak number 11 has become the latest, greatest member of this channel, and not usurping the rest of you. He's just joining you. He's joining you as another latest, greatest member of this channel. Thank you, Cloak 11, for coming in here. We'd love to have you. Love to see you, man. This is fantastic. What's going on here? I have the kind of a feeling Bruce isn't going to be towing the line for the things YouTube wants to remove channels for, but who knows? Again, I don't know why channels are getting kicked off, or any channel gets kicked off, because they don't ask me. It just happens. There must have been warnings already been made to this channel, but again, I don't know. I'm too busy doing this. I'm too busy hanging out with you guys, engaging with you, talking to you about the markets in plain English, and trying to figure out where we're going and what's happening. I can say honestly, we're about a minute and a bit away from going live on trading on New York. I can tell you that New York looks to be down 21 in the futures market, 21 points. No big deal though. And I can tell you the S&P is up 11 and the NASDAQ is up 110. So the mixed markets and generally very favorable. Josh Walker, hey Bruce, do you think that the VGAC deal will go through by July? I got a few call options that expire then. No, I don't think so. I don't think they'll be done by July. I think they'll be done by the end of this month. By the end of April into early May, they should be done much sooner than that. So it's not going to take that long. The deal is well underway, my friend, well underway. Thank you to McFlem. Bruce, opinions on everything bagel, yay or nay? What are your thoughts on the bagel market, buddy? Where are we going on bagels? Well, I like them. They're bagels. I like them a lot, and I like the market, and I like the upside of a bagel, and I like the downside of a bagel, and I like it when it's sliced in half and you put the right ingredients on it. I love those kinds of bagels a lot. Let's see what happens. 801 is fueled and on the launch pad. Let's see what happens with this. That could be fun. Wouldn't that be fun if that created a short squeeze of epic proportions? Gabriel, morning, Bruce. Looks like my master plan goes into effect May the 1st. Looking forward to lower taxes. Very interesting. Very interesting. We are about to go live. We are just about there. We're waiting for the bell to start ringing for the markets. And let's see what is going to happen. GameStop 185, 186 on the pre-market right now is what I'm seeing it at. And we're waiting for the Dow to begin trading. The New York Exchange, NASDAQ, and everybody else waiting for the bells to go so we can follow the markets today. And let's see what happens, everybody. Are we going to make money today? Are you guys going to make money? I hope so. Hope you all going to make lots of money today. GameStop, let's go to the moon. How about that? Let's hope so. Let's see. Let's go. Forbes' richest people of 2021 has recently been released. Ryan Cohen ranks in at 1,931. Ken Griffin at 119. I bet one GameStop share that they will switch places in 2022. Well, that could be interesting. For me, the fact that Ryan Cohen decided to become chairman instead of just cashing in his investment is a big plus for GameStop. Yes, I agree. We are about to hit the bell. We are about to go. Breaking news on CNBC. Record high for the S&P 500. That is official. We're pushing the Dow around, we're pushing the S&P around, and we're getting close to pushing NASDAQ around for new highs. We are open on the big board in New York and on NASDAQ. We are trading GameStop first seconds of the market, 184.83, up 686 on 880,000 shares on the first actual trade of stock to go through the market. So let's see what's happening here with GameStop as we open it up and begin to trade. Double check here, 183.64. AMC up 3 cents to 9.88. VACQ unchanged. Navside Holdings down a nickel. IPOE down 13. Gores Holdings down 7. VGAC up 2 cents. Starboard down 2 cents. Fortress Value up 2 cents. Vanek Vectors up 292, Home Depot up 46 cents, IBM down a couple of pennies, the Dow showing a 21-point drop at the moment. Microsoft up 250, Apple up 90 cents, Tesla up 842. So we've got a fairly good market, more or less. Matt's biggest controversy on his videos is whether musk melon or honeydew is better. I don't know what to make of that. 182, 184. We're watching the beginning market here of GameStop to see how the street will react to the fact that GameStop will have, going forward, only 6 members on its board of directors. That is a drop. And that 5 of 6 are absolutely loyalists to Ryan Cohen. No question about that. He will become the chairman of the board. No surprise. GameStop showing now 182.10, up 413 on a volume of 1 million shares in the first 2.5 minutes of trading to start the morning off. How will the shares react as the day wears on? Will there be attacks on the stock from hedge funds? Will there be hired guns out there to poo-poo the story? What will we see and how will we see it? How will the market interpret and take this news of these 2 new directors that are joining the company? Will they like what they see? Let's follow this story going forward. Let's see what's going on. Jeff is saying, hey, in late January, the GameStop shares peaked at 480 before plummeting back to less than 45 a share in mid-February. I'm sure GameStop will be revisiting 480 again when Ryan Cohen becomes the chairman of the board. The Cobb, well, let's hope it goes even beyond that. Wouldn't that be great? We'll see. We'll be here to watch it. That's a darn for sure thing. As long as you're with me, I'll be here to fill you in on what I can tell you what's happening, and I'll give you the best info I can on as I see it. I'll try to explain it to you in a plain English way, and I appreciate all of you who are here to watch me. Hey Bruce, when you roll an options contract, does that mean selling to close for a loss and then reopening the position with a later expiration? When you're rolling a position, you can roll an option whether you own a contract or you've written a contract. Doesn't matter what side of the market you're on. You can roll a contract whether you're making money or losing money or breaking even. That doesn't matter either. That's all just, it's an expression of shifting out of one contract and going into another. Now, whether you have written a call contract, you're buying one back to write a new one later down the line, whether it's longer expiry or a higher or lower exercise price or exactly the same, totally up to you. So you might buy back a contract that dies tomorrow to issue or write a new contract that dies next Friday or 2 Fridays from now, 6 Fridays from now, whatever you want. If you're long a contract, you own call contracts that expire tomorrow or next week or next month, and you've decided to sell them at a profit or a loss or a break even, and then you're taking on a new position, a new purchase that you want to make, wherever it is. It could be a shorter contract than you're selling, or it could be a longer contract than you're selling. Higher exercise, lower exercise, that's just a rollover. It's just your rollover of a contract. It is not a or the rollover of a contract. It is your rollover of a contract, from either short to long, short to short, long to short, call to put to call to call, put to put. It's your call, your decision to make what contract you want to be involved with, if any. There are many of you who may buy back a call contract and wait a while before you decide to write another call contract. There's that too, and or buy one. I mean, it's a personal decision for what kind of returns you're expecting to make, what kind of risks you want to take on. Fair enough. There you go. Can you buy bagel futures? There's the question. Wheat futures, maybe? I know there's grains. There's certain grains. I think there's oats and barley. Isn't there? There's wheat. You can buy wheat futures if you want to. You knock yourself out. Lots of due diligence suggesting that your estimate of 140 million shares floating is too low. Lots of people suggesting between 250 and 500 million synthetic shares are floating around conservatively, just so you know, just for your interest. Look, I've heard all the numbers too. I agree. I hear them all. I hear them all the time. And we're all, doing our best to figure it out. But can any of us definitively say that this is the exact number of shares flowing around? No, we can't. Why can't we do that? Maybe it's because it doesn't have to be reported, does it? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the fact is that there's a lot of shares flying around out there, and those who have shorted stock, whether they've shorted stock by reporting it, or they have shorted stock because they're using call contracts as a hedge against the short position, they don't have to report it. No one has to go to the SEC and show their hand. Unlike the fact that if you're a mutual fund, for example, or a hedge fund, you own 1,000 shares of Apple or Intel or Home Depot or Cisco or GameStop, or you own 1,000 shares of a Spac or a million shares, it doesn't matter. You own anything, any stock in any publicly traded company, you're long, you have to disclose that to the SEC with the filings. But you're short 1 million shares of GameStop, you're short 15 million shares of GameStop, you are long call contracts, short stock, and you're flipping it around all over the place. You don't have to tell the SEC a dang thing. You only have to tell the SEC what options you have. You don't have to talk to them about your stock positions. So when Melvin Capital, blew a $3 billion worth of money, they lost $3 billion money on GameStop back in January. They didn't have to tell the street that they were short a zillion shares of GameStop. The street had figured it out, but they never officially revealed their position on GameStop, and yet they lost $3 billion in a week. Surprise, surprise to the Melvin shareholders, I suppose, but the SEC knew nothing about it officially because Melvin didn't have to declare their short position. And even now, they don't have to declare any of their short positions. So I ask you, how many shares are short out there on GameStop? How many are flying around out there? We know there's 70 million in existence, but how many are trading? I keep thinking of 210 million shares. That's my guess. 3 shares for every share. There's 3 shares trading for every share that exists. That's my guess. It's my personal opinion. What's yours? We hear all kinds of numbers, don't we? GameStop is now $179.56. It is up $1.51 at the moment. It is running into some paper. Again, I've been wondering all morning what would happen. 1.57 million shares traded. It opened smartly at 185.88 or went up there right off the get-go. Now it's down to 178.76. Will the hedge funds, will short sellers try to take a run at this market to break your spirit, put you in the doldrums, make you ask why you're on this world, all these kinds of things? This is not an uncommon story. We've covered this before. If you've written contracts against this stock in the last few days, you were a little disappointed this morning when the stock went up on you, and now all of a sudden you're going, well, it's back to 178, 179. How am I doing on my contract? You'll probably notice that as each day goes by, those contracts you wrote are shrinking because time is running out. Contracts will expire tomorrow. No matter what the stock does, they will expire next week and the week after. The annual meeting is not until June the 9th. That is when Ryan Cohen will be made chairman of the board. Between now and then, we have a lot of speculating to do and a lot of wondering to do about what does this mean? What does this mean that Ryan Cohen will be in charge of a board of only 6 directors, of which he is one? He is the guy with 5 total directors, 4 other directors who are definitely Ryan Cohen people, and then there's the Mr. Sherman, the original remaining board member that is not necessarily anti-Cohen. He could be very well positively positive Cohen, but he is the only member of the board that is not a Ryan Cohen connected board member from where I sit right now. 179.60. We're just hanging around this 180 mark at this moment in time. Let's see what's going on. Heinz ketchup with your morning bagel. That's usually the routine. And we do have Kraft salad dressing in this house and other products that Heinz Kraft own and control. Yes, indeed. We are definitely a fan of that company. We make the money no matter what, I'm sure. I don't want to overpromise. That is true. I don't really want to do that. Lack of transparency is why we don't know for sure. Bruce is a cutie. Oh, thank you. I think thumbs ups, guys. What's up, gang? What's up, man? Honey almond hand soap is so dang good. To be clear, the retail shares we own are real. Oh, they're real. Oh, yes, you really do have stock. You really do. It's just a matter of the short positions who are short. They don't have stock, and I think they don't have a lot of stock. I think that they don't have hundreds of millions of shares of stock. They're short hundreds of millions of shares, but they don't have it. And yes, the time will come where they will have to have it. They will have to flatten out eventually, somehow, some way. What will cause that to happen is the question that we are always asking. We're, by the way, back to 180.30 on the stock again, back to 180 a share. Yes, we're all wondering what will happen now. This could be kind of fun. My take is humans' basic instincts, agreed. Brought everyone in the world in to go short, easy money. It's an open secret. There's a lot of greed out there, and I kind of wonder, those of you who have the stock, do you want to give your stock away at 180 a share to a hedge fund that needs it because they're short? I think most of you are saying, no, I don't think I'm going to offer my stock for sales. Thank you. I think the stock that's trading hands right now is day trading stock. I think that's just day traders flipping it back and forth, back and forth. That's where most of this volume is coming from. I don't think there's a big wave of selling here at all. Volume 1.9 million shares now on GameStop in the first 13 minutes of the morning. The Dow is down now 101 points. We have a definitive move on the Dow Jones. We have U.S. jobless benefit claims moving higher for the second straight week. That might have caused a bit of a move on the market. The S&P is up 5.6. The NASDAQ is still up 112. Those two markets don't care. The knee-jerk reaction of the Dow might be short-lived. We'll watch for that. And that's what we're looking at right now. 178.75 on GameStop. So we're coming back down again under 180. Low of the day, 178.36. And we're just about there. 178.48 right now. Volume 1.99 million. We'll see if there's a new low showing here, or is this just a little bounce down and then another bounce higher? We'll find out in moments as we watch this market right near the low, 178.97, 178.51. Watching for this indication of GameStop as it's beginning to settle in at 14 minutes past the opening of the market. 178.56 right now, 179 on this device over here. 2 million shares traded now officially. AMC not having a good day, down to 977, down 8 cents a share. Not so good, unfortunately. Let's see if my portfolio had a voice. I'm melting. I hate this keyboard, says Andrew. Wouldn't it be nice if they could be Canadian girls? I don't know what this means. There's messages going on I don't know about. Bruce, thank you for waking up early and sending out the news to us today. You're welcome. Those of you who are members of this channel, you likely received an alert this morning. If your alerts are set up to receive from yours truly, I did an alert this morning before the opening talking about the GameStop news. We're back to 180, by the way, on the stock. We're now at 180 volume, 2,060,000 volume at the moment. We're talking about how Ryan Cohen will be the chairman of the board and how there will only be 6 board members, 2 of which just got added this morning. 2 new members have been nominated to serve on the board. Mr. Larry Cheng from Valuation Capital, who was the original investor into Chewy. The first investor in Chewy was Mr. Larry Cheng. He is obviously close to Mr. Ryan Cohen, obviously. And then Ms. Yang Zhu, who is a senior vice president of global finance and treasury at the Kraft Heinz Company, a company we all know very, very well. If you know ketchup, you know relish, you know mustard, you know salad dressing, you know Kraft, you know cheese, and many other brands. She is now a director of the little gaming company called GameStop. Just so you know, Kraft Heinz Company is controlled. 26.6% of control of that company is with Berkshire Hathaway, the Oracle of Omaha. Mr. Warren Buffett controls Berkshire Hathaway. That's the single largest shareholder of Kraft. She indirectly works for Mr. Buffett and friends. Now is a director of this company. So there is an indirect connection to GameStop through Berkshire Hathaway in an interesting kind of way. Also, 3G Capital is a 17% holder of Kraft. 3G Capital, Brazilian-based company that owns Tim Hortons, Burger King, and is a very large company, very large. And so between these 2 giants, they own over 45% of all the stock of Kraft Heinz. And we have a board member now on board GameStop that has a connection to these 2 through her employer. So interesting to see that. We'll see how this all plays out for the markets going forward. I'll be here to follow it. I hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. We have 4,500 of you here now. Thank you. We've had 1,700 people give us a thumbs up this morning. Thank you for that. We have 42 deciding to go negative today. They don't like the fact that GameStop has had a good morning. They'd rather be negative. Thank you for the 1,700 thumbs ups. If you can spare a thumbs up for this broadcast, I would very much appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up button and let the world know they should be joining us to follow this story live this morning. And thank you. 1,800 now, just 100 just came in right there. Just boom, just like that. Another 100 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, so much for your support of this channel. 177.88 on GameStop. We're jumping between 177, 176.80, and 180 like in a minute. Like just back and forth and back and forth. 2.2 million traded now on the morning. 176.80 for the low, 185 odd for the high. And we're at 178.50 right now. There is a titanic battle going on between longs and shorts about the future of the GameStop shares. And I ask myself, why would I be short this stock? Only if I don't believe in Cohen. I don't believe in the Kraft Heinz people having a director come in here. I don't believe in hedge funds sending a director in here. I don't believe that e-commerce is the way to go. I don't believe e-gaming is the way to go. I don't believe there's going to be wagering on gaming tournaments. I don't believe that e-commerce is a future. I got to be asking myself, you got to be kidding me. You don't believe all of that is possible? This is the way of the world right now. We are talking about Gen Zs out there, Gen Xers, Gen Ys, Gen Zs, who are going to rule going forward. They're all gamers, and gamers love what GameStop is up to. They're all into it. They're all aware of it. And they know that the chairman, the future chairman of the board of GameStop is a gamer, along with the board members. Likely, I would say of the 6, I would think 4 are gamers themselves. I don't know how short sellers could be caught dead holding this stock short. I don't know how they would be in a position to be shorting this stock, knowing, or theoretically they should know, just how pro gaming these new directors are of this company, and the backing that this company is going to enjoy from a financial point of view is going to be massive. I think it'll be massive. I wouldn't be short the stock. I don't think this is the way you want to go. But again, I'm not a hedge fund operator with billions of dollars of capital. Maybe these guys feel invincible. Maybe they feel like no one can mess around with them because they have a few $billion under administration. I don't understand. I don't think they get it that on the other side of GameStop, what we're seeing amassing now is hundreds of billions of dollars of power, not just a couple of $billion of power coming on the buy side. I think on the long side of GameStop going forward are hundreds of billions of dollars of power to power this company to the next level. And again, I'll remind you, if you've just joined me, if you haven't been here for a while, you're just joining us, just so you know, the new directors and current directors of GameStop will be compensated stock only, but at a 28% lower rate than the previous board of directors, and the stock options and grants that they will receive are from these levels here. This 180 level, not the $50 level, not the $20 level, not the $5 level from last summer. We're talking about GameStop directors being nominated to this board who will be serving this board starting the 9th of June, that Ryan Cohen will be the director of, the chairman of the board of. All of these members, and don't forget all the new management they're hiring, all the VPs, the senior VPs, the head of consumer areas, the head of e-commerce, all these folks are all signing on to become part of the company, and part of their compensation is stock in this company at current prices. None of them are getting discounts from a year ago or 6 months ago before January or anything like that. We're talking right here at 180. We're back to 180.66. This is the price going forward. This is the floor going forward for all management of GameStop. If that doesn't sink in to anyone who's short this stock at 100 a share, 120 a share, you're already out. You're out $80 a share. You're out at 120. You're out $60 a share. You're short at $50 a share. And the new management and the board of directors are all buying into this company at the 180 floor. If that doesn't ring panic in your brain, you haven't got a brain. You're missing something. Your hearing isn't working. Your sensors have gone berserk. You ought to be panicking right now that you're short any of this stock. You ought to be panicking right now you're short any of this stock. But again, I'm just a guy in a living room in Creston, British Columbia, giving you my opinion on what I think is going on in as plain English as I can make it. And you have to ask yourself, is he right, or is this guy crazy? I don't own any stock in the company. I don't own any shares of any stock of any company. I am just a commentator on what I see, and I try to explain it to you in a plain English format. That's what I do. I'm like a play-by-play color guy. I'm a color commentator. I'm like Tony Romo, except I'm not as rich as Tony Romo. Am I as good looking as Tony Romo? I don't think so. I think Tony's got more hair than I have. But Jen and I do the best we can with what we've got. I got a Jennifer Aniston look-alike wife that Tony wish he had. No, wait a minute. Tony Romo's wife is pretty attractive too, so he's doing okay. Tony, you're good. You're good with me, buddy. It's all good. No problem with me, pal. You're okay. I love Tony Romo, as a matter of fact. I really enjoy the broadcasts on CBS with Tony Romo. I do enjoy that. Anyway, thank you for being here with me. Please like what I do. Throw me a thumbs up if you don't mind. Please help this channel by popping up that thumbs up button out there. We got 2,000 thumbs ups right now. 51 on the downside. We got a 40-to-1 ratio up to down. If 1,000 of you would step up right now, hit the thumbs button, just hit it right now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit the thumbs up button. We would go to 3,000 thumbs ups in a heartbeat, and we would be 60-1 on the thumbs up versus thumbs down. We could really drown these guys on the thumbs down side. We got 2,100 right now. We need 900 more in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give me a thumbs up. We got 2,200 now. That's another 100. I appreciate these hundreds, but we need thousands of more thumbs up. Help us out. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. 2,300. There's another right there. Another 100 thumbs up. Just boom, they're coming in. Thank you guys so much. 181 on GameStop. Right now, we are coming back on a little bit. Best price in about 25 minutes. Will the stock have a run today and tomorrow and next week in anticipation of its future? The future, which I think is bright. Future, which I think will be rather exciting. And I gotta tell you, I cannot understand why anyone would want to be short this stock, knowing what I know now, seeing what I'm seeing now with how this management is being completely reorganized, and everybody coming into this company, and a lot of people are coming into this company, are all coming in with stock option opportunities at this floor right here. This is ground zero. 180 a share is ground zero for the entire organization. Think about that. Just think about that. I don't think you should be short this stock. I don't think so. Wolfgang, Bruce, you are more likely right or not seeing something. You're more likely right or nothing. The crazy is super improbable. With everyone's questions, you were saying the same thing. What can I say? I'm just saying. These guys are, I think these guys are really on a roll here. 300 likes in a second. Thank you for that. 400. Wow, the house is on fire. Boom, the likes are coming in for Bruce. How many we got now? We got 2,500 thumbs ups. You guys are awesome. Keep those thumbs ups coming in here. Hit the thumbs up button. Give me 500 more in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs ups right now. Just hit it all at the same time. Just nail it. Hit those thumbs ups. We got 60 on the down. We got 2,500 on the thumbs ups. You guys are incredible. Let's nail this thing and really show YouTube this is the channel that you should be following if you want to know what's going on with the markets in plain English. This is it. This is the channel. There's no other channel. You can understand what's going on if you listen to Bruce. Bruce tries to explain it in a plain English format. How hard can it be? That's what I try. I do the best I can. Thank you. But he also tells stories, and I've told a couple of stories lately. I hope you've enjoyed my videos. I've told my editor, I said, when I tell a story, do me a favor, grab the segment where I tell a story, jazz it up with some graphics and put some stuff in there, and let's pop these videos up in the evening and let people enjoy a 5 or a 10 or a 12 or a 15-minute story about whatever I've seen in my day, wherever I've seen it, and give people a little bit of a break from the pressures of life to just listen to a Uncle Bruce story from his lifetime. After all, he is 65. He's been around a while, and he talks about stuff that happened in the 70s. He talks about stuff that happened in the 60s. He talks about stuff that happened in the 90s. Cut him a break and listen to his story. And I thank all of you who've been watching my video, the last couple of days. I talked about collecting cards as a child, and now I did a car story yesterday that was epic. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I was telling that story yesterday, and all these memories were flooding back to me I'd forgotten about. Oh, driving a Lada in a blizzard. You want to know what it's like driving a Lada in a blizzard? Check out my video from yesterday. I hope you enjoy it. Oh my gosh, give it a thumbs up if you see that video. The floor is $180, but short of tax can still happen. Yes, they can. There's no question that short of tax can still happen. Janice, did you see the Rock God interview on Chit Chat? I did not. There is a lot that can happen with this stock, positive and negative going forward. No question about it. But I gotta say, my hunch and my gut is telling me that this GameStop stock is not really going back down again. Yeah, it can have intraday moves. All stocks can do that, obviously. But I have a feeling that with the new directors on board and new management coming in, and we're talking senior people from Chewy, Amazon, and others, they are leaving. Don't forget, these folks are leaving cushy, senior well-paying, high-end benefit jobs with successful companies. Chewy, now a profitable company. Amazon, the #1 e-commerce company in the world. Other companies. And they're joining this Grapevine, Texas-based gaming company that a year ago was trading at $5 a share, $4 a share, even down to $2.60 a share. The entire company, GameStop, the entire company on the open market was worth $210 million market cap a year ago. It was a $200 million cap company when it was at $3 a share. 2.1. It was nothing. It was nothing. And a year later, there are people who are joining this company who are buying in to the notion that they're going to get stock options in this $180 neighborhood and higher going forward now. And they're signing contracts to stick around a while. They're being well compensated. They're excited. They're pumped up. They see a future that you and I are trying to imagine. I'm trying to help you as best I can to help you envision what they are seeing. This is the story they're buying into. A year ago, this company was not even worth $500 million. It was less than that. There were 70 million shares shorted officially through the New York Stock Exchange reporting, 70 million existing. The stock was between $3 and $5 a share forever. And a year later, here we are. From last March to this March, the stock is $180 a share. And people are saying this is the ground floor of this stock. That's what they're saying. And they're putting their butts into seats at the company. Now, many of them are working remotely for the company. It doesn't matter. They're putting their reputations on the line with this company at $180 a share going forward because they've seen the vision that Mr. Ryan Cohen is showing them. He's telling them, forget GameStop from 2 years ago, from 5 years ago, even last year. Forget that company. That company doesn't exist anymore. The company GameStop is this. In 6 months, this is what we're going to be doing. In a year, this is what we're going to do. 2 years, this is what they do. You folks don't know this story. I don't know the story because we haven't been hired by the company to be told this as employees, as potential employees. But I'm telling you, and I'm asking you to wonder, why would people join this corporation as employees and as directors at this price per share, 180, and buy into the notion that this is the ground floor of this stock from here on out? And they have bought into it hook, line, and sinker saying, yes, 180 a share is ground zero for this stock. And I, as an individual, will work for this company. I will earn stock options in this company from these price points. And I'll be happy about it because by the time 5 years rolls by that I've put into this company, these shares will be nowhere near here. Nowhere. Well, those of you out there, you can buy this stock all you want. You can sell this stock all you want. You've got the rights to do whatever you like. You can write options against it. You can buy calls. You can buy puts. You can short it. You can go long. Do whatever you like. There are entities out there, however, that I think have at least 150 million shares of this stock sold, and they don't own them. And I'm asking myself, what are they thinking? What are they? What is it that they're not understanding about these new people? How can they justify still being short this stock when all of these managers are coming in, these vice presidents, senior vice presidents, board of director members are joining this company and calling 180 a share ground zero? Are you kidding me? Why would you be short this stock if that's the attitude of the insiders of this company, the senior management of this company? You got to wonder. I don't know what they're thinking anymore. If they actually think this is a blockbuster, these guys are way out to lunch, and they're going to lose billions of dollars. They really are. You're short 150 million shares, one format or another. I don't care how you're short the stock. You're short this stock 150 million times over. This thing goes up $1, you're down 150 million bucks. It goes up $10, you're down 1.5 billion. This goes up $100, you're down $15 billion. This goes up $400 a share, you're down 60 billion. Have you guys got 60 billion to burn? This goes to 600 a share, you're down $60 billion. This goes to 1,000 a share, you're down $120 billion. Have you guys got $120 billion to lose on GameStop? Are you really going to risk that kind of capital on a gaming company out of Grapevine, Texas, that has just totally regurgitated itself and is calling 180 a share ground zero? I don't understand. I don't know what they're drinking. I don't know what they're eating. I don't know who they're hanging out with. I don't know what air they're breathing. I don't know. I would not be betting against this new group of people who have the capacity and capability of taking this company to another level. And I'm just trying to compare GameStop to other companies that are out there like Chewy and ask myself, hey, if this company is valued like Chewy is being valuated, it's a $1,040 stock. It's $178.53 right now, by the way. It's on sale. But I don't know. I'm just saying, we'll see what's going on. There will be a movie and there'll be a congressional hearing. There you go. Words for the hedgies. Get out now. Get out. Get out. What can I say? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what's going on here. GameStop, GameStop 178.56. AMC, 976 a share, down 9 cents a share today. Not looking good on AMC. Volume on AMC, 7.3 million. Very weak volume. Not exciting at all. The markets themselves, the Dow down 76. The S&P 500 is up 6 points. NASDAQ up 104 points today. Oil down 32 cents a barrel is where we're at right now on oil. Thank you, everybody, for popping in to see me. Thank you for your kind words, your encouragement, your opinions, you name it. I appreciate this. Visceral Records, Bahayunki B watched an interview with Houston Wade, said if the margin calls happen, trading computers continue to buy at WTV dollar to balance the books. Is this true? I don't understand the question. I'm not sure what it is you're saying. I don't get it. If the margin calls happen, trading computers. I'm not sure what this means. I need more info in much simpler terms because I don't know what you're asking. Let's continue on. Imagine if you bought 20 shares for 60 and then sell them after 2 to 3 years for $1,500 each. That's not a bad return on your money, is it? That's not a bad return is right. Yes. Let's see what happens here. Volume now on GameStop, 2.84 million, 2,850,000 volume today. Started off fairly good, but now getting quiet again. 178.20, up 23 cents on GameStop at the moment. That's what I'm showing. All righty. Let's see, Bruce, I have my sell order to sell at 1,040 a share right now. Strange you have the same thoughts I have. There you go. Whatever. WTF or whatever. Again, I don't know what the question meant. I don't know what the question was. I'm not sure what's going on. Unlike hi, Uncle Bruce. Yeah, I don't understand that question. Sorry. Am I missing something? I don't know. He means that the algorithms don't look at the price itself. They just know that they need to balance the books. Okay. Yes, I believe it is true. The computer just covers that market. How can the shorts buy back more stock than exists? It wouldn't matter how high the stock goes, or they can never satisfy the total amount, right? That is an issue. If the shares go up in price and shorters are buying and the selling is coming from bona fide holders of stock that actually bought the stock from shorters before at lower prices, then that's the final reversal of that trade. If someone shorted 1 million shares at $50 a share, and some of those shareholders are still presently holding the stock, although it could have turned over many, many, many times. Someone who sells stock today that they bought at 50 now into the market could be selling the stock to a shorter who's covering a short position. And the shorter originally sold the stock at 50. They're buying it back at 177. They're losing $127 a share, right? But that did take the number of shares outstanding down for every share he bought back. So if this guy buys back 100,000 shares at 177 to 180, all day long, they buy stock back. At the end of the day, there's 100,000 fewer shares out there trading hands because the shorter bought to go flat and it's not going to resell stock. They're flat now. Now, if there's a shorter, the shorter out there is short 5 million shares and they buy back 100,000 shares a day for 50 days in a row, slowly but surely try to buy stock back. Takes them 50 days to do it. Well, at the end of 50 days, there are 5 million fewer shares trading out there because the shorter is not reselling the stock again. They've flattened out. The question I have and the wonder I have is if there are 150 million shares out there that shouldn't be out there or are short that now could be purchased back, how long will it take and at what price will it do, will the stock go to for them to get all 150 back? Because I don't think you can get 150 million back between 177 and 200 a share. I don't think you can get it all back at those prices. I think it's going to be substantially higher. That's just where I kind of wonder about it. AB is saying, as good news about GameStop keeps coming out, you think shorters get more desperate to dump it lower? Could be a good time to set some buy limits. Well, again, if you are a dip buyer, you're looking to buy on dips, you could put buyers in at 171 today, 166, 161. Hope that it'll come to you. Will there be a run on this stock, an attack on the stock? There could be. I don't know. You might get lucky. On the other hand, this good news keeps coming out. We're now at 2.9 million traded, by the way, almost 3 million. We're at 178.15. As this good news keeps coming out, more buying keeps coming in to pick up stock for the long term, where people are going, hey, if these guys are joining the company at this level for the next 5 or 10 years, you know what? I'm going to buy this stock for a little run. And I'll give them a year or two to deliver me a return. So people will buy 10 shares, 100 shares, 1,000, 1,500 shares each. They just buy up this stock at these prices and just tuck them away. Just go, they're not available. I'm not selling them right now. This is a hold. I think this could go to 500 a share, 1,000 a share. Once it gets there, I'll take a look at selling it. That means a lot of stock is taken off the market. And that means that shorters who are trying to cover are going to have to bid up the market to get people to want to sell it. And eventually, it reaches a certain point before stock really becomes available in bulk, and that might be at 600 or 800 a share. Maybe very little available between 179 and 300. You might trade so many millions of shares, obviously, but there'll be so many day trades in the middle of it all that there's no way the shorters can get every single share that's offered. They won't be able to buy it all. There'll be other buyers ahead of them, speculating ahead of them to pick it up on them, and there you have it. Once another squeeze is on, this thing can shoot, and we've seen this happen before. This stock can run for days, weeks. Anyway, we'll see what's going on. Fidelity says shortable stock down to 24,000 from 100,000 this morning. We're running out of shortable stock. My shares are available starting at 100,000, moving up 100,000 per share. I'm available to sell. There you go. Very kind of you. Very generous of you. How is that going to happen? If the hedge fund's long going to buy from retail longs, then sell to the hedge fund shorts. How's this going to happen? How's this going to go? Again, if you're short stock and you try to buy it, then you're covering your short sale. But if you're short 150 million and there's other hedge funds buying as well because they're speculating that you're trying to buy it, they're going to cause grief to you. They're going to buy stock in front of you and then offer it back to you $10 a share higher. Quick flips. And there's opportunists all along this chain. All the way up, there'll be opportunists all over the place, which accentuates and amplifies the up move and the volume and the hype and the rumor mill, and on it goes. My gosh. What are the odds of GameStop being heavily shorted down to $100 due to the potential of the share price going up long term? Hence, hedge funds will want to break the stock sentiment before it goes anywhere. Well, as I said before, hedge funds have been attacking this stock for weeks, ever since it reached 346. There's been attack after attack on this stock to break the back of the buyers to get it back to $50. It's not happening. the stock just won't back off in any big way. It seems to recover every time it gets hammered. It comes back up again to this 180 level. And now we're noticing again and again and again how new management keeps joining the board of this company, keeps joining the senior positions of this company, and they're all being offered stock options in this 180 level, and they're all saying, yeah, I'm in. I love this ground floor of $180 a share, because they see the future that they are building themselves for this company, and they know it's going to go much higher than 180 a share. They know it. That's why they're here. They're bringing friends over with them. That's what's going on. People are leaving Chewy to join GameStop. They're leaving Amazon to join GameStop. That's a sign. That's a sign. Yes, insiders can't sell more than $1 billion for now. Does Warren Buffett play shorts, calls, puts? Warren Buffett buys stock, sits on stock for years. Warren Buffett companies buy stock and hold stock for years. Does Warren Buffett have any stock of GameStop? I don't think so, but I can't tell you he doesn't. I can't tell you he does, but I don't think so. Will a Warren Buffett company buy stock in GameStop? Will any kind of any one of the companies that Warren Buffett controls, or will a hedge fund, or will Berkshire Hathaway buy stock in GameStop? Will Berkshire Hathaway negotiate a block purchase of GameStop shares for $200 a share, 50 million shares in one shot, giving the company $10 billion in cash, and allowing GameStop to now go out there and buy companies? Could that happen? I can't say it won't. I'm not going to say it will. It's possible. Yeah, sure. Anything's possible. Could Elon Musk, through his connections, find $5 billion for GameStop? Could Microsoft, could Microsoft, the company that is doing business with GameStop now for the Xbox, could Microsoft come to the company and say, we want to buy 20 million shares of your stock. We want to put 2 guys on your board of directors from Microsoft. Could that happen this afternoon? Yes, it could. Will it happen this afternoon? Unlikely. I don't think so. But is it possible? Anytime? Yes, it is. That could happen at any time. It could be any company at any time. Could be a hedge fund at any time. Could be a pension fund. Could be, someone could approach the company with an attaché case and say, hi, I represent a serious investment group, a large investment group. I can't tell you who they are. But we would like to talk to you about a potential future that your company might have. And it might be that we could be interested in investing $20 billion into your company. And we could assist you in the acquisition of certain other entities out there that could now become wholly owned subsidiaries of your mother corporation, that could take your company to a different direction and fast forward your company 15 years. Would you be interested in chatting to us about a different looking company than you have right now? I think Mr. Cohen would be quite interested in having a chat with this guy, having a cup of coffee. Go, what do you got in mind? Why wouldn't they want to listen to a proposal that might change the world through their corporation? Yeah, of course. Can that happen? Sure can. Will it happen? I don't know. Will it not happen? I don't know. But it's possible. Yes, it is. We're at 177 a share right now, down 96 cents on GameStop. That's what I can tell you. We're at 177.01. The Dow, the low of the day, 176.69. That I can tell you. In plain English, it means there are more sellers right now than buyers, but it is only down 66 cents on the day at 177.31. That I can tell you. That's plain English from me to you. I can tell you that. Volume 3.1 million approximately seems to have traded so far in GameStop. That I can tell you. That is public knowledge. That is right out there. Anyone can see that for themselves. But I'm telling you, that's what we see right now. 7:18 is the time here. 10:18 is the time in New York. We're not even open an hour yet, and we have had GameStop trade a total of 3.1 million shares so far. 177.02 at the moment is where it seems to be sitting at. 177 right now, again, dropping again. It is just above its low of the day, 176.69, according to my telephone. That is the low trade of the day. We're now at 177. Could the shares go lower all day today? Yes. Could the shares go higher all day today? Yes. Could they end up unchanged? Yes. Could they end up somewhere in between all that? Yes. Where will they end up? I don't know. Will I be around to watch it? Yes, I will. I plan to be here to keep you posted on what's going on. So stick around and let's see what happens. Let's get rich, shall we? Yes, let's try and do that. Let's hope for that. Oh my gosh, 3 million volume already. That's what we've got. $1 million in the name of Dr. Evil. Gregory, when Berkshire bought a large percentage of Heinz, there was this insane call put play that only an insider could have nailed. Was mostly traced back to Warren's protege, but the SEC did nothing. All right, there you go. Bruce, when you sell covered call contracts, can you control the expiry date, or is that the sole discretion of the buyer? If that's the buyer. Well, if you write a call contract against a stock you own and the contract expires this Friday, and let's say you wrote a $200 GameStop call yesterday that expires tomorrow, you can't control that contract any further than that. I mean, it expires tomorrow. And right now, with the stock at 176.45, the contract at $200 exercise is out of the money, $23.50 a share. Okay, or $24.50 a share, whatever the price is. So it's out of the money, and so it hasn't got a lot of value to it. It dies tomorrow afternoon, one way or the other. It either dies out of the money, worthless, or it dies at the money if the stock is back to 200 by tomorrow afternoon, or it dies in the money if the stock is over $200 a share by tomorrow's close. But at the moment, right now, as I'm seeing it, if we fast forward the clock to tomorrow afternoon at the bell, this stock at 176.51 tells me a $200 call contract that you wrote a couple of days ago, yesterday, this morning, is worthless. Now, whatever you got for it is yours. If you wrote this contract a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe you got $15 a share. Maybe you got $20 a share. It's all your money, because this contract looks to me like it'll die worthless if the stock stays under $200 a share. It'll absolutely die worthless. And you get to keep all the money. Now, in theory, right now, you could buy the call back right now. You could end this whole charade of you offering some stock, 100 shares of your shares of GameStop at $200 a share until tomorrow's close. You could buy the call back right now at whatever it's trading for right now. Well, that call with 24 hours or so to go, for 28 hours of life left in it, it dies tomorrow at the bell at the end of the day. What is it trading at right now? $5, $3, $4, $6, whatever it's trading at, you can buy it back right now. And versus what you sold it for, that's your net profit on writing the contract. And of course, by doing that, buying back this call now, you flatten your position. You have your 100 shares free and clear. You can do whatever you want with them, sell them, hold them, or you can buy or write another contract. You can now write a $200 call contract if you want. That expires next Friday or the Friday after that. Or you could write a $190 contract that expires next Friday or 5 Fridays from now, a year from now. Whatever you want to do, you have the right to do it any way you want. If you want to write a $180 contract, you want to write a $150. It's in the money, $26 right now. You want to write a $150 contract, good for a year. You can do that right now. You'll get $26 a share because that's how far in the money the contract already is, plus premium for time value for a year. Maybe you can pick up $85 a contract right now, offering your stock for $150 to anyone who wants it. Now, in theory, tomorrow afternoon, Monday morning, Thursday next week, you could get a call from your broker on email, a text, a notification saying you've been exercised. Your stock has been exercised from you at $150 a share. Here's your 15 grand in your account. You don't own the stock anymore. You got the 15 grand cash, plus you got 8,500 cash when you sold the contract. You got $23,500 in your bank account. The stock's at 176. Well, you could just turn around and buy that stock back for $17,600. And the rest of the money is yours, and you can now write a new contract. And you can write another $150 call contract, good for a year, and try to get $85 for it. Do it again, and you do it. You bring in $8,500 again, and you're sitting there going, "Go ahead and take me out anytime you want," but you don't get taken out for a month. Nothing happens. Stock goes from 170 to 190. It doesn't do anything. No one buys your stock from you. The contract is still out there. But when you wrote the contract, you received $85 a share for that contract. A month from now, it might be trading at $80 a share or $77 a share. Depends on where the stock is and how much time went by. That is, each month goes by, that contract has a month less to live. Depending on where the stock trades, it's either further in the money or not in the money anymore. If your stock sits at $150 a month from now, your contract is at the money. It only has time value left on it, which might be $45. You're up $40 on your contract because you sold it at 85. You could buy it back at 45 if you wanted to. You've made $4 grand on your contract, but you've lost $26 in value on your stock. It went from 176 to 150. You're still ahead, though. You made more money on the contract than you did on the stock drop. Fair enough. On the other hand, the shares could go to $200 a share in a month from now or two. They're sitting at $200 one day, and the contracts have lost 2 months of their time value. And you're looking at the contract going, it's $50 in value because it's in the money, $50, plus a time premium of $40. Well, the contracts are worth $90. It's trading at $90. You sold it for 85. You're down $5 a share. You're down $500 on your contract, but you're up $25 a share on your stock because it used to be 176 or 175. It's now 200. So you've gained $2,500 in value on your stock. You lost $500 on your contract. You're still ahead $2,000 2 months from now at that point in time. And a month later, the stock goes back to 175 again. And the contract has one less month to live. Your contract might go from 90 to 55 because it's only in the money, $25, and might only have $25 of premium on it, maybe 20. Who knows? It might be sitting at $55 a share. You're up $30 on the contract, and you're even on your stock. You're still winning. You got to decide what contract you want to write, for what time you want to write it for what exercise price you want to write it at, and you've got to decide when to buy it back, if to buy it back, let it just ride until the end. Totally up to you. Write a contract that dies tomorrow, dies in 8 days, dies in 15 days, dies in 22 days, and 29 days. You go out as far as you want with whatever strike price is comfortable to you. It's wide open. It's your baby. I hope I was able to help anyone out there wondering what that meant. AB, James Altucher's book on billionaires says Buffett puts his stock up for collateral on a loan and just doesn't pay it back. No taxes on a loan. He publicly advocates higher tax on his competitors. Laugh out loud. Puts his stock up for collateral on a loan and then doesn't pay the loan back. Just carries the loan and carries the position. Whatever he does, he does. He's a wealthy guy. Brian Hood, thank you, Pero. Options are a great way of securing stocks you might not be able to afford right now, but have done enough due diligence to be confident that the value will increase. That's true. I mean, there are people who do a lot of due diligence and they buy call contracts and they are able to control 100 shares or 200 shares. How many call contracts you want to buy? 5, 10, 20, 30, whatever it is. You can control thousands of shares for a fraction of the cost of buying thousands of shares. Absolutely. And you then earn an upside gain if the shares go up in value during the time you hold those contracts, as long as they don't expire on you. Yes, that could be done. Absolutely could be done. Where are we at right now? 176.16 on the stock, down $1.81 right now. The Dow down 64, seems to be coming back a little bit right now. The S&P is up 5, NASDAQ up 77, and that's where we're at right now. Thanks for J. Ray, thank you. Let's see. Let's go. Do you like married puts or covered calls better for shortish term GameStop plays? Well, I like taking advantage. I like seeing people take advantage of covered calls that have a nice premium on them, where the contracts are rapidly dying off. I love seeing that because you're being paid to just sit there and enjoy the depreciation that's coming your way. As these contracts die off, you're earning a gain every time they drop off another nickel, a dime, a buck, or whatever they're doing. So yes, I do enjoy that. What else is being asked of me? Hi, Bruce, says Nicholas. Hey, how you doing? Wouldn't it be ironic if China holds hundreds of millions of GameStop shorts? I don't know about that. With this mostly lateral trading, people issuing options are cleaning up off of investors who should be buying shares instead of options. That's right. As long as the stock sits flat, doesn't do much, anyone who writes contracts makes money. These calls just keep depreciating in value, and those who sold them at higher prices are loving life. Absolutely. Yeah. Do I have a certain kind of option spread that I enjoy more than others? I don't do much I don't cover option spreads. I've never been a fan of that kind of trading because there's limited upsides and there's no limitless gain available to you. Although I will say, by writing a call contract, you are looking at a limited gain when you write a call contract, because you sell it for 20 and it goes to zero. You can only make $20 a share. But it's a limited time offer, and you are a long holder anyway of the stock. That's your plan, is to hold the stock long term. So I say that's a great way to bring in additional income. Even if you are writing call contracts on dividend paying stocks like IBM, it's a great way to enhance your revenues. I think it's a great way to go. Is there any news on your favorite SPACs today? On my SPAC fronts, let me look at the SPACs that I'm following. The Vector acquisition is up 7 cents today to $10.85 a share. I don't see any news on any of these at this point, though. I haven't really noticed any news on SPACs that I'm following. Let's go here. Double check on a few things here. Double check over here. And I'm just checking headlines here to see if there's any headlines on any SPACs that I follow. It doesn't look like it. Nope, nothing there. Not a lot to talk about. Again, SPACs will remain rather quiet until they merge with their public companies. They have to merge in. Then we will see lots of news, lots of activity. Taking a peek here at SPACs, only Vector is up 3 cents. Navsite is down a penny. IPOE is down 2 pennies. Gores Holdings down 39 cents. VGAC up 4. Starboard Value down 3. Fortress up 4. So we're talking pennies of movement here. Pennies a share. Not a lot to get excited about on the SPACs today. But again, I don't expect anything from any of them until their mergers are finalized and the shares now trade under the name and the stock symbol of the private companies they're merging with. Then we will hear everything, and I will be very busy here on a daily basis with you. This is the calm before the storm. Let's just put it that way. Right now, this channel with you and me, we're hanging out, and I have more time to answer your questions than I will going forward, because once these mergers are completed, I will have less time to socialize with you on these comments, because I will be throwing you news announcement after news announcement after news announcement on all 7 of the SPACs that I have mentioned to you that you might want to take a look at. And so it should be very busy around here indeed. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Let's go. When the IPOE merger is completed, will the new entity hit the market with a load of new stock, which could dilute the shares in the market, and that would then lower the price of the market? Good question. Really a good question. the deal has already been announced. We already know how large the deal is going to be. $8+ billion merge deal on SoFi with IPOE. It's an $8 billion deal. $1.2 billion in cash will change hands on listing day into the SoFi bank account. All right. To me, there will not be enough stock available at these prices to satisfy the demand. That's my personal opinion. I think that with the company making announcement after announcement, acquisition after acquisition of other businesses, they will bring in cash flow and earnings from all over the place, therefore creating a bigger demand for the stock via institutional traders. I think pension funds, mutual funds, ETFs are going to want to buy SoFi stock after the merger, because after the merger, it's a done deal. Right now, it's a merger in progress. They're not buying right now. They're waiting for it to be concluded, and then they'll jump on the stock. And so I don't think there'll be enough shares available for the institutional investors that are going to be coming into this stock over the next 6 months. Therefore, giving you the opportunity to trade your shares all you want, whether you flip them quickly, whether you buy them back on a down dip and flip them again on another run, whether you get in and out versus every announcement made, you have the right to trade like crazy. A lot of the insiders of the Spac and a lot of the insiders of the SoFi company, they're going to be restricted. They're not going to be allowed to flip their shares like you can for at least the first year or two. And being insiders, they're going to be restricted with their movement anyway. So you're going to have a field day buying and selling the IPOE stock, which will not be known as IPOE anymore. It'll be known as SoFi. Symbol will be SOFI. And you'll be able to flip that stock all you want, or hang on to it for the medium term or longer term. Let them make a series of deals and acquisitions. And then you decide, okay, well, at this price of, is it at $30 a share? Is it at 50? Is it at 80? Wherever it's trading at, whenever you decide when you've had enough, and you take an exit and say, thank you very much. Whether you've made money or not, it's up to you. But I think you're going to like what you see. That's just my opinion. Do you think that, in your opinion, if another short squeeze happens, the U.S. government will fully get involved? No, not going to get involved at all. Don't expect government to do anything. There'll be no reason for any government to be involved in anything to do with GameStop going forward. Even if shares go to 5,000 a share, they won't do a damn thing. They don't need to do a darn thing. The market will sort itself out. You are a holder of stock and it goes up, you make money. Simple as that. You're a holder of stock, it goes down, you lose money. Simple as that. And whether hedge funds make money or lose money is irrelevant. There is not enough money in the GameStop story to affect the U.S. government's opinion on anything. The shares can go to 10,000 a share and still won't affect the United States of America. It won't mean a darn thing to the country. It's just a stock doing what it does. And you decide how much time you're going to be involved with it and for what kind of return. You have to decide yourself. That's it. Unemployment rate released by the dips, fellows. We're showing a loss of only 31 points on the Dow Jones. This is a market coming on right now. We've got S&P up 10.5, and we've got NASDAQ up 96. The markets are running up. It's a good sign. We love that. The government wants your tax money. Well, of course, that's what governments are supposed to do. They take your money, and then they spend it on things that government spends money on, like unemployment insurance, like firemen, like police officers, like painting the yellow line down the roadway. That's what governments are supposed to. That's their job. I don't know if any of you have forgotten this. This is news to you. I'm sorry to hear. I don't know if you. I'm just trying to help you out here. That's what government's supposed to do. Human centipede head segment is the newest, greatest, latest member of this channel. And I gotta say, this is one of the most unique names of a new member I've ever seen. Human centipede head segment. Welcome to the chat and the channel. I'm glad you're here. Florida, no capital gains stack. Lucky for me. Welcome human something to the family. Picked up 5 shares of GameStop on a dip here, 174.72 on GameStop right at the moment. Low of the day, 173.91. As I've said earlier, you might want to try and get some at 171. You might get lucky, you might not. So far, you haven't gotten lucky. 166, possible, but nothing has happened. 161, possible, but nothing has happened. It's only traded 3.7 million shares, but we are at 174.90, down 307 on the day. Okay. I don't understand it. When there's good news about Cohen and the price drops, what is that? Sometimes there's a disconnect between the news and the stock price. There are some people out there who've been probably buying up this stock in the last week or two who are expecting that when the announcement came out about the board of directors, that the stock would go to 300 a share right away. And when it didn't happen, they gave up and walked away because they're impatient and they don't want to wait a year, 6 months, 3 months. They don't have the time to wait. They've got bills. They borrowed money on their credit cards to buy the stock at 190, thinking it might go to 300. When it didn't happen, they walked away at 175, and what they have left over, they're giving to their credit card, and they still have a debit balance. That could be it. It could be that simple. That's how simple this all could be, just so you know how markets work. That's how it is. It's not pretty. It's making sausage sometimes. It's the way it is. Skoll, Matterport announced a new program today. Right on. Matterport announced a new program. I don't know what the new program is, but I hope it's a good thing. Gore Holdings down 29 cents at $13.50 a share. I don't know if there's any announcement that I can see here. I got nothing. I got no announcements on Gore Holdings side of the equation. Matterport might have made a minor announcement that doesn't affect this deal. They can do that. They are a business that's in business, but I'm not sure what's going on. I doubt that whatever they said today is materially going to affect the merger, and that's probably why we're not hearing much about it. I'm just wondering. Glitch Fizz says, markets with Bruce, stock markets with Bruce. I bought FAII calls with a strike of 10 for $10 each. They expire April the 16th. Would you take the little profit, or would you take a little profit, or would you take the shares? Well, I don't know what you paid for them. Oh, well, maybe you did buy them for $10. You bought them for $10. What was that, a dime a share? You bought them for a dime each. What are they trading at? Are they up 20 to 30 cents a piece? I don't know what your deal is. You could theoretically sell them for a profit, of course, anytime you want. And then you could turn around and buy new $10 contracts or $11 contracts or $10.50s. I'm not sure what they're trading for, what the exercise prices are on these. They might be going up by 50 cents a piece. And you could pick up maybe May's or June's or July's, because by that time, you know that this merger will have long been completed. And there could have been 4 or 5 or 6 announcements already from the new public company, which might affect those contracts dramatically. So maybe you do it's a rollover. You're rolling out of these to roll into others down the line, maybe at a higher strike price to try to catch them nice and cheap. You got to decide for yourself what you want to do. What else is going on here, folks? Thank you for being here today. Let's go. What else is going on here? Some people are getting impatient about the markets. I was born in Tampa, so I can claim the teams. I am patient. It was just a question. And there you go. Wait, do I hear Jen? Yes. Morning, Jen. What kind of bagel are we having today, Bruce? Bruce needs a bagel. We need GameStop to jump. Come on to $250 a share. Bruce, might be a double bagel day. Bruce, eat a bagel and let's go. Well, I'm waiting for Jen to approach me because she has to make her tea. Jen can get very moody if she doesn't have her tea. And I'm not getting my fingers in the way of anything like that, because I love my fingers, love my hands, and I kind of want them for a while. I need them. Helps me type in quotes and stuff to watch what's going on with you guys. So I'll wait for Jen to come by and say hi. And she said, you got to wait for the stray cat we have outside to be fed. So I'm behind that. So you can see where you rank, where I rank. Right now, where this GameStop shares aren't moving yet. As far as Jen is concerned, there's a few other priorities, and then we tend to Bruce, and then we'll see what happens to the stock. So look, guys, I want to be, I want great things to happen, but I'm just saying, hey, bear with me here. Travis is a member of this channel, by the way. I just noticed Travis joining up. Travis, thank you. There we are. Here he is, right here. Thanks for coming in. And your name's a lot easier to pronounce than some of these others. Thank you, Travis, for joining this channel. I'm glad you're here. And like all of you who are new members, thank you very much for that. Use the emojis all you want. We got a bunch of them now. We got more coming. And keep your eyes open for specific announcements coming your way from yours truly from time to time at all hours of the day or night. I did do a release this morning, a private member-only alert regarding GameStop when I heard the news that Ryan Cohen will become the chairman of the board on June the 9th at the annual meeting, and that only 2 new members of the board are coming on to this company. There's only going to be 6 board members as far as June 9th is concerned, which I found to be very interesting. 5 of the 6 are Cohen people. Mr. Sherman is the 6th, and I'm pretty sure he's a Cohen guy now. But he will have full control of the board of directors, and the people on the board of directors are former Chewy people that he had, an original Chewy investor, and now we have a new board member that has come on board from the Kraft Heinz Food Company, a senior vice president of global finance and treasury of Heinz Kraft, Ms. Yang Zhu, is joining the company, a up-and-comer, executive up-and-comer, female up-and-comer. Very interesting. I know that a lot of gals who watch me, a lot of females watch this channel, and I'm kind of excited to see a senior female executive from Heinz Kraft join this company. It's telling me that Cohen is wide open to the best board members he can find that he feels will help his company exceed and go much higher than this. But something is telling me there could be more board members joining this company after June the 9th that might be in his back pocket that will come on later on. And that makes this interesting as well. So we'll follow this. 176 on GameStop, down $1.97. The low of the day, 173.91. It's now back up $2 something a share from the low of the day, roughly. We're watching it. The volume on GameStop now, 3.949 million. So just under 4 million shares traded, 176.04 on the stock. And let's see how the stock generates the rest of the day, how it performs. Should be most interesting. Travis, you're being welcomed by everyone here. Jen is a hitter. DQ, you know she's a hitter. Yes, she can make her point. You got to respect the Jen. You get no question about that. You saw the Jen on Horrible Bosses, so you know what that Jen can do. Then there's this Jen. She's a hitter. Yeah, beat that, they say. That's right. Kathy Woods says she has a $3,000 price target for Tesla. Is she mad? That would be $15,000 a share pre-split. Just give me an idea of what the upside of Tesla could be as far as she's concerned. Isn't that interesting? Way to go. Welcome, Travis. I like the rollover. I'll look into that. Welcome, Travis, to the family. My wife and I have an agreement, says Spaceman Earthling. No talking before coffee. Waffle says, take in the cat. No, we're not taking in a wild cat. No, can do. No, not doing it. We have to keep Bruce's health good. Just one bagel for now, please, Bruce. Just one at a time. Renee, that Uncle Bruce is a smart man. Well, you gotta respect the Jen. Oh, speaking of, the Jen is approaching.
I was here.
She's here.
I was that old nosy neighbor watching the shenanigans on the street.
Oh,
they're digging a bigger hole.
Oh my God, they're digging an even bigger hole out here. This hole won't go away outside our house.
And the couple across the street really like their front lawn. She works on it. And the truck is now up on the curb and heading for that new little row of hedges.
Someone's lawn. It might be in trouble.
It might be in trouble.
Oh, the town of Creston might be putting its domain on here, digging a big hole across the street. There's a problem here. We've had a pumper truck come in here now for 3 days in a row, making a heck of a racket for my afternoon shows. Right outside our house. And
they'll be back this afternoon.
I tell you, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it started last week. It's still going strong.
I don't know what the problem is, but there's a problem. There's a problem, and they're digging it up, and the more they dig, the more they find, and they don't like what they find.
They have that metal cage that they put in the trench for safety.
Yeah.
Well, they put it over on this side of his property.
Mm.
Do you think they've just dumped it there, and then the guys will lift the heavy metal cage and carry it around to the new hole? Or does that anticipate digging on this side of his house too?
Could there be even more digging? Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know. Just don't dig up my front yard. Well, mind you, our front yard is so bad, it doesn't matter.
It's been dug up twice.
Whatever happens. To it now? We don't know. We just don't know. We don't know. Oh, Jen.
So what's it gonna be?
Oh, I need a bagel so bad.
Bagel.
I could use a bagel so bad. You know what? We're talking about how GameStop has hired two new board members. They've gone from, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10, maybe 11 board members down to 6.
Right.
2 new are being brought in. One of them
to bring it back to 8.
No, only 6.
Oh, to bring it
and
to 6.
One of them is a gal named Ms. Yang Zhu. And Yang Zhu, she is the Senior Vice President of Global Finance and Treasury of the Kraft Heinz Company, which, of course, Heinz
Field. A little
Field.
Company you might have heard of.
Heinz Field, Pittsburgh Steelers, means a lot to Jen.
Pour in the ketchup.
Pour in the ketchup when they get into the red zone. The ketchup bottles come down, and they got the red zone pouring. Anyway, she has joined the board of GameStop. A female has joined the board of GameStop.
Well, and I see that the board of directors will now only be paid in shares. There'll be no cash remuneration.
Stock only at the current level or higher.
Yes.
180 a share or higher is my guess here. This is interesting.
Help them focus.
Well, I think all new management coming into GameStop is at 180 or higher as well. They are all getting options at these levels or higher. This is ground zero. So I'm thinking, because ketchup is in the news, and I'm thinking I need a ketchup.
I knew it was going to come around to here somehow.
I'm kind of leaning towards having one of those fried egg bagel with a slice of cheese on it.
So is this like getting dressed by starting with your shoes? Is that what you're doing here? You're eating breakfast by starting with the ketchup?
You know? What do you guys think? I'm thinking that could be it right there. Maybe that's what we're talking about.
That. I've often picked out my shoes before I knew what I was going to wear.
That is exactly what.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
So would we like? We don't have any cold cuts on the menu today. Never mind. So it'll be just egg, cheese, and ketchup on the side, and butter on the bagel. The star of the show.
And we're on our. Oh, that's right. Does Jen sound like Susan Sarandon? Someone Fergan wants to know. Greetings from Grass Valley, California. Any other GameStop apes or apes in Northern California? $175 for those apes. That's where we're at. Yes, I need a breakfast blunt. Go for it, Bruce. Sometimes you just need ketchup delivered somehow. Brian, I agree. For the most part, I think there are a few great universal ideas in the Constitution, but it wouldn't hurt and prevent parts of the wheel. After all, it's exactly what they did. There's all kinds of political talk going on here. Well, shame on me. This is a real Canadian channel. You get investing info as well as the local construction gossip. Well, I tell you right now, they're ripping up the road in front of our house, like just over here, our neighbor. And first it was a tiny little hole, only about 8 feet long. Now it got to about 20 feet long. Now it's going across the street. What is happening down below there? Trucks here all day long, pumper trucks. We got problems. We got, there be problems here. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Laugh out loud. Oops. What is happening here? We do not know. Hey, Nate's going, yep. Now we have Ryan Cohen, Bruce Dickinson, and Cam Haynes. There's nothing wrong with asking for and getting what you want. See, Grass Valley. I'm in Sonoma County, but vacation in Nevada City. It's Hoffa. It's Jimmy Hoffa. They found his body. Oh my God, Travis. I'm in San Mateo. Think you're further north than me. People are guessing where they live. Other YouTubers are pissed watching you get paid to talk about your street construction. It's got to be driving other YouTubers crazy to watch a guy talk about what's happening outside his house, eating a bagel on the air, and having a good time with his viewers. It's unbelievable. What can I say? I choose to believe they're not imposters. They're getting road ready for your new Tesla. They're smoothing it out. That's right. I hear a microwave. That's right. The microwave is gone, and Jen has got the stove going, and she's going to mix up the eggs and going to get things happening here. 175.30 on the GameStop. Low of the day, 173.91. The chart looks like this. This is the chart of GameStop. Down, down, down. That's the start of GameStop. So far as I can tell you, that's what it's looking like to me. We'll see what happens as the morning goes on here. I wonder when the turnaround comes and how severe the upside will be. That's what I wonder. Says Seth. And we love it. Travis, nice. Tanya, Nevada City's beautiful. Love the gold country. Because of all the EV makers, Ride, the only company who own their facility for mass production of new trucks featuring as well. Someone's talking to somebody about something else. Hey, Bruce, are hedge funds just dropping the stock every day by a few bucks, or what's going on, man? What is happening? Ron wants to know. Bruce, you got to tell me, what are they doing? What are they thinking? How are they thinking it? You know, sometimes you try to affect the market a little bit at a time. You try to just kind of get in the middle of it. But sometimes the markets say enough's enough, and the markets take over. Sometimes the markets take over, and when they take over, get out of the way. Get out of the way, and this is why I keep asking, why is there anyone trying to short this stock? I don't know why you'd want to be short this stock. Everybody that was in this company at $5 and $10 a share, they're gone. They're gone. Anyone who was in this stock who had shorted the stock at 5 and 10 and 15 bucks, they're gone. They got bought in. They bought in a long time ago. They lost their butts a long time ago. Now we have new people who are shorting between 50 and 350 a share all over the place here. And I'm asking myself, are you sure you want to be doing this? You really want to be short this stock right now? I don't know if this is going to happen. Ace says, Bruce always skips my messages because Bruce hates me. He doesn't like me. He has a thing about me and my handle. There's something about me he doesn't like.
That this guy's teachers hated him too.
Maybe your teachers hated you too, Jen is saying, oh, she's rubbing it in now. Oh, man, Ace, you're getting it now. If she were here, she might be hitting you. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. I can't even find your message. How long ago did you send me a message, Ace? I can't even see him. I'm looking back 20 minutes and I can't find it. Ace, send me a new message, and I'll do what I can for you, but I just don't know. I'm excited about the due diligence on treasury bonds. Okay. When you launch Crypto Bruce channel, when is Bruce going to launch his crypto channel? That's what people want. Harry is saying, hey, Bruce, that would be a surprise, but now that you've seen the excavator, we are building a canal to your house so you can just get on the ferry direct from the driveway. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We get right out to the Pacific Ocean. That'll be great. There may be 40 trillion unsecured, says Nate. Okay. D. Slaughter, Bagel Time, UGA, you're going to see Ride. You're going to see Ride go to 30, 35 bucks in the near future. Okay. Raul Travis, I'm in Menlo Park working, but I live in San Jose. Nicholas, what in God's name is a microwave used for when preparing a bagel? Oh, it's simple. It's so simple. We've talked about this before. The secret of making the bagel around here is that when we buy bagels, we put them in the fridge because it can get warm in the house, and we don't want the bagels to go bad, before they're done. So they're in the fridge to keep cool. Then what we do is we take a bagel out and we put it on a plate and put it in a microwave for 22 seconds. Not 28 seconds, not 16 seconds, about 22 seconds. Warms it up, all right? Just above warm temperature, kind of a warm feel. Then we slice it in half. Then we put it in the toaster. We got a warm bagel sliced in half in the toaster. Retoast that baby up. Get it nice and crispy on the outside, making sure that those sesame seeds get that roasted flavor going. Not that warmed up, microwave flavor, but the toasting of the flavor. So we get the sesame seeds into that toasted mode, get the outside of the bagel nice and crunchy. The inside of the bagel is not soft and gummy. It's now dry and crunchy-er. Then the butter is melted in the microwave. Again, we melt the butter a little bit, get it super soft. Spread this soft butter on a hot bagel, and it just melts into the bagel, the butter. Then the eggs are cranked up on the stove. Jen is doing the scrambled eggs inside a little pan. That's a little square pan with
It's a round pan.
Oh, it's a round pan and a little bit of butter in the bottom of the pan, and then the egg on top. She flips the egg. Then we got a slice of cheddar cheese on top of the bagel. Then the egg on top of the cheese, the top of the bagel, and then she cuts it into quarters or halves. And then she has ketchup in a little bowl on the side. And I can grab the bagel and do some dipping and enjoy a crunchy bagel on the outside with the roasted flavor of the sesame seed. And then that soft, gooey bagel taste of the butter and the bagel intermingling with the melting cheese and the warm scrambled egg and that little dip of ketchup all exploding in your taste buds all at the same time. And you're just chewing this stuff, and it's just like butter. And you would chew the bagel, and you watch the GameStop shares go up in price. It's just that simple. There's nothing to it. But no other YouTuber has perfected it. That's the thing. No other YouTuber can do it. And so you come here and watch Uncle Bruce eat his bagel in the morning to see how does he make this happen, that he has this incredibly complicated, simple bagel. I mean, it's simple, but it's complicated. And the stock is at 176.12, only $1.85 on the downside when it was down to 173.91 15 minutes ago when we were talking about having a bagel. How does this all happen? 4.1 million shares traded. And that's what life is all about. Now you know why people join this YouTuber every morning to watch him eat his bagel to enjoy the goodness of the greatness of this bagel. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Napkin
we got
first.
a napkin first.
The star of the show.
The Heinz ketchup. Thank you, Warren Buffett, for owning this company.
And Le Magnifique.
Le Magnifique bagel. We got the cheese here. We got the egg here. We got the toasted bagel here. Crunchy on the top. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, it smells so good.
It's hot though.
It's warm.
You have to.
It's hot.
Be a grown up and wait a second.
Got to be grown up. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's the hard part.
It's the hard part. It's not easy. It used to be a lot easier. It's not that easy anymore. That is what's going on here. Man, oh man, are we having fun?
So the Masters started today.
The Masters started today without Tiger Woods.
Really?
Unfortunately. Yeah, well, he's broke his leg in that car accident.
Oh, yeah.
One of us forgot Tiger Woods was in an automobile accident.
Oh, that.
that.
How soon they forget.
How soon some of us forget what happened to the greatest golfer in the world. Oh, my.
That might be indicative of how much I love the game of golf. And you notice I call it a game. It's not a sport.
There's fighting
It's a
words.
game.
There's fighting words
You
coming
play
out of
it
here.
for fun.
Oh, no. Oh, man, guys. Oh, and she hits to back up her point. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, and the sun is shining on the construction.
The sun is shining on the construction site. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Here we are. We got the ketchup on the bagel, on the egg, on the bagel, on the cheese. Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
Sesame seed, bagel, butter, real cheddar cheese, egg, perfection. 175.35 on GameStop. Let's go to 200. Come on. Oh, man. TS, I just woke up. So sorry you covered this already. Please explain what a stock recall is. And also, what is the implication of the board being paid in stock? Yes, we have been covering this all morning on the stock side, the board side, source code, Bagel Hub, comments by Bruce. There you go. Thank you guys for these donations. I had to get them in here. Shares being recalled, I don't know what that means. I think that's a made-up word. I really do. Oh, it's so good. Jen's a hitter. It's bagel time. Stock markets with Bruce. DC or Marvel? Who's your favorite superhero? Jen is my my superhero. 175.35. It's bagel time. 176.30 right now. I see it up $1. Stock is up $1 since I started eating this bagel. Let's go GameStop, please. Oh yeah. Loving them bagels. Ask your broker to recall before meeting means to call in IOU, so they need to get your real stock to vote with. Wizard Owls, I found for some reason that things taste better cooked or heated in the stove, oven, or grill, but did I say I was crazy? So what can I say? Bon appetit, absolutely. GameStop is breaking out 176.86. We're coming. We're moving up with this bagel. Oh, yeah. A buck of bagel. I'm going to eat a lot of bagels. Keep eating, bro. 176.74. 176.86. Adam, thanks for making IPO with Bagel Time, guy. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. If your contract is assigned, exercised, can you still buy it back or roll it over? No. Once you've been notified that you've been called, it's an automatic move by the broker. Your stock is automatically delivered. The money comes into your account. You just buy your stock back on the open market. Now write a new contract. The old contract is gone. You're off the hook. The deal is done. Now you can buy stock, write a new contract if you want. Continue ahead. Just keep going. McDonald's does a steak, an egg, and cheese bagel. It is actually really good. 177.30. Go GameStop. Bagel, bagel, bagel. Hi, y'all. Sorry for a second mention. Just confirming. If you buy a call contract for FAII for 11.19 and the ATI merge happens, the contract will still apply to the new company ticker, right? Yes. Yes, it's just a ticker change. It's just a name change. Everything else is the same. The date of the contract, the exercise price of the contract, what you paid for it, terms and conditions, all the same. It's just a name change. That's all it is. And now it's a public company known as ATI. Yep, that's it. There you go. Gotta love a bagel. Just sold some intel to buy more GameStop before bagel eating. Jen is your superhero. You're sweet and you're smart. 177.26. Now I want to eat lunch. Laugh out loud. Who's your favorite hero? Jen. Uncle Bruce out here giving stock tips and marriage tips. Pay attention, everybody. Pay attention. There's a reason they've been together since 1976. Thank me for pushing it past 177. 177.21 on the stock. Go. We have to let Bruce eat, taste, and enjoy at his pace. The bagel, if it doesn't, it won't work for the stock. Oh, McDonald's steak, egg, and cheese. I could eat 3 of those. Bagels with Bruce. Adam meant to say, Bagel Time is working with Spacs as well. IPOE on the bagel move, baby. Okay, great. Vector acquisition up 12 cents. VACQ. Social Cap IPOE up 30 cents. Go Spacs. Go GameStop. 176.78. Let's go. Will there be a shareholder vote associated with this board change? The answer is yes. Opportunity for shared vote recall? Sorry, not sure how this all works. I'm confused too. I'm a bit confused because I wonder about this. We have a scenario here where there are 70 million shares in existence. But we know that just by looking at filing reports from SEC, that hedge funds and mutual funds and pension funds and insurance companies and other institutions, they own well over 100 million shares of GameStop in total. They report that to the SEC all the time. We know that there's a lot of retail investors out there that own stock. I think there's at least 100 million held by retail investors, a ton of stock held by retail investors. So there's over 200 million shares out there. How are you going to have a vote for the company for directors? I mean, who's allowed to vote? I would think that anyone who owns the stock long has the right to vote. So what happens if there's 210 million votes? How can they do that? How can you have 210 million votes for directors when there's only 70 million shares that actually are out there that should be voting? That's where I don't understand the SEC's logic behind this whole deal and how many shares are really out there and trading around out there, floating around out there. You got to wonder if there's how does this even play out? We need to find that answer from an SEC professional and wonder why and how does this actually work. I don't get it. Dang, the world used to be so much simple. Bruce, has the bagel lost its potency? 176.32, and I got my second half of the bagel just starting right now. IPOE up 28 cents. NAV site is now even on the day. VACQ is up 11 cents on the day. The Dow is down 21 points. VGAC is up a nickel. FAII, Fortune is up a nickel. S&P up 10 cents or 10 points. NASDAQ up 101 points again. The Dow is near its all-time high of the day right now. 176.32, 176.68 on GameStop. All we need now is a GameStop run as I finish the second half of my bagel. Bagel, bagel, bagel. $177. Fast food steak is better in rural country. I'm sure the McDonald's steak is better than it is here in Moose Country. I hope everybody has a great day. Got to start working sooner or later. See you guys. Throw some of that bagel energy at the at CRSR. The McDonald's stopped selling the bagels. Don't forget to give this man a thumbs up. He deserves it. Oh, thank you for those comments. Thank you so much. I think we need to listen to we need to be whispering from Bruce to break $200. We need Bruce to start whispering. 177 on the stock, only down 97 cents on the day. Will the stock take a shot? Apple's moving up a little bit. Bruce, do Fridays usually move prices up for stocks with high options trading because many of them are exercised on Fridays? I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a study that'll talk about that. Shares must be accounted for by 420. Brian, Steve, have there been so many false timelines? I'm just buying and I'm holding. That's all I'm doing. 177.05. Come on, GameStop. I know you're not ignoring me. You're not hating me. I know you're busy. But I did send a super chat question about 20 minutes ago. Well, let's take a look. Looking for Chris Castle's message. Okay, let me see. There we go. Is it true short hedge fund computer algorithms aren't price-focused but goal-focused? They will buy at whatever price so long as it covers the goal. That is probably true, although I will say that short hedge fund computer algorithms, these programmers and the guys that control them might put limits in, it's price limits, and they might put in price limits from last trade. They might say to a computer, we want to cover, but we don't want to buy stock at more than a 2-cent spread from the last trade. So you got to have, so many shares have to be bought at every so many pennies before you can just go and buy whatever's out there. That could be being done. I don't know. I hope that answers your question. Should we start Muffin Mondays? 177.22. Go. Possible switch to waffles could be lucrative just for a couple of days. Aren't shareholder votes weighted based on the percentage of shares owned? I don't know. NIO is up. Buying and holding is definitely the way. FAII and ATI therapy not currently public traded. Allegheny Technologies. Maybe we need some hot sauce on that egg. What does investment chief Heista Wolf's resignation mean? I don't know. I think it's just going to guess that the change is happening. There's just changes happening. The master plan continues on. Ironically, I think this is the slowest I've seen GameStop move in the direction ever. 177.01. Whisper sweetly on the stocks, Bruce. Whisper about the stocks. I plan on passing my shares to my kids. If GameStop hits 200, I'll send Uncle B a $10,000 super sticker. Oh, how about that? Just hold. NIO up 420, 4.2%. Just jumped in. Wizard saved. What happened after the spike today? What happened after the spike? Well, we've just been down on today, but we're at 176.62. Travis is laughing. Travis, Bruce, you're going to be getting a $10,000 sticker. Thank you. I knew you loved me. It was a typo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. B is for Bruce. B is for bagels. Waffle Raptor is waffling. Bruce, have you ever dealt with quants that write the high frequency trading software? No. No, the only quant I've ever seen is the quant on the Big Short, where the guy pointed at him. That's my quant. And it's just an Oriental guy sitting there going, "My name's Jerry." No idea. Whoa, 10 grand. $200 is nothing. Hey, Bruce. Hey, Brandon. Shortable shares down to 6,700 from 100,000 around the opening. What happened after the spike today? Why did it drop after the good news? Sometimes you sell on the news. But is the day over? No, it's not over. I rarely eat cereal now. Rarely do I eat cereal. The bagel's done. So good. 176.30. Got up to 177, but that's about it. That's where we're at. But I sure feel a lot better, I'll tell you that. I'm good to keep going here. AMC down to 970 today. Really bad, isn't it? Just rough. 970 on AMC, down 15 cents. 969 now. 13.6 million volume, not good. GameStop volume, 4.48 million, maybe 4.48. Let's say 176.21. Had a little recovery, now a little fault, a little backing off. Is it now going to do a little two-step, one step, two up, one down, two up, one down for the rest of the day? I don't know. Or is this just a little pause and it's going to go down again? I don't know. We're down $1.75 on GameStop. Very slight movement here. Not a lot to get excited about or worried about, but it is what it is. The company is moving forward, and they are going to have Ryan Cohen in charge of the company. He will be the chairman of the board. There will be 6 board members. 5 of 6 are Ryan Cohen people. There's no question of his power, no question of his dominance of the company. He will be in charge if he wants to be in charge of many decisions. It's a question of just what he and his CEO going forward, how they want to run the company and how it's going to work out, who's going to do what, and you know what the rules are here. But I can tell you that from what I can tell you is what I can see. If you're excited about the Ryan Cohenization of the company, and I am, this is all good news. This is the kind of news you want to see. This is what you want to notice. You want to see how this company is systematically shifting its board of directors to the Ryan Cohen direction. You want to see that the management of the company, senior management, and all the hires they're making, focusing purely in onto the e-commerce side of the equation. And I kind of wonder with the board members coming on board here. Larry Cheng, who invested in Chewy, first investor ever into Chewy, now with Volition Capital, tons of money to be raised through there if necessary. And Ms. Yang Zhu from Heinz Kraft Company, or the Kraft Heinz Company, which is controlled by Berkshire Hathaway, the Oracle of Omaha. Yeah, I think we've got some pretty solid background people coming into this company here at the board level. I haven't got a problem with this. Not at all have I got a problem with this. 176.62 is the stock price right now. I like the medium term. I like the long term of this company. And I believe that knowing that all of these people getting into this company are joining at these price levels, which means their stock options are at these price levels. This is ground zero for all these new people coming into the company. I like this. I like this a lot. These folks are going to do well. They have to do well from here. Nice. The shares go to $200 a share. They don't make any serious money. Shares go to $250. They're up a little bit. It goes to $400 or $500 a share. They're happy. Yeah, now they're making money. And now you should be happy. You should be very happy that these people really need the market to go to the 300-500 range for their stock options to be worth significantly anything more. Because some of these folks only get a few thousand shares. I mean, you know, it's not like these guys get millions of shares for being part of the company. They earn their stock like a lot of you out there earn your stock. It's a contribution by the employee into the company plan. The company doesn't match, perhaps. This stock has got to run. This stock's going to double and high and more for a lot of these folks to really have an economic benefit of serious note. I think these folks have bought into the fact that they believe, like I believe, at $176 a share, this stock's trading at 17 cents on the dollar. This is a potential $1,000 a share company. Sooner or later, it could be that. And so these folks are going, yeah, I'll join you at 17 cents on the dollar. That's what they're saying to themselves. Yeah, because I can't do this at Amazon. Amazon is not going to go from $3,000 a share to $15,000 a share in the next 2 years. It's just not going to happen. This stock could go from 176 to 500 a share to 800 a share to 1,000 a share in a couple of years easily. Well, that is a gain of 5 to 6 times your money. Amazon would have to go up 6 times its money for that same return. That's 18,000 a share from 3,000 a share. These people are leaving Amazon to come to GameStop. There's a reason for this. Yeah, they're buying into the ground floor opportunity that GameStop seems to be showing them right now. But we're at 176.12 this minute. and you have to decide whether you want to stick around and enjoy the upside down the road for as long as it's going to take, or have you had enough? Or are you going to write call contracts against the stock? Or what? Buy more, hold it, wait? I don't know. You have to decide. Everyone, you decide for yourself. Diamond hands is what we're talking about. Everyone should have a target with which to take some profit. Mine and how many shares to achieve it. Prefer to cover your original risk when you can, but each to their own. Profit is the goal, is the game. Everyone has to decide what is best for them. We have got 3,000 thumbs ups that have come in here today, and I want to say thank you to all of you out there who have thrown 3,000 thumbs ups at my channel today. It's so nice of you to do that. We've only had 99 thumbs downs versus 3,000 thumbs ups. That's a 30-to-1 ratio. Thank you, all of you who are slamming those thumbs ups for me, building that number. We just hit another 100 there, 3,100 now. I really appreciate these thumbs ups. They really make a difference with the analytics in YouTube headquarters. They see 3,100, 3,200 thumbs ups, thumbs downs, engagement. They send viewers this direction because they're noticing there's a channel that is engaging with its viewers and it's working well. There are members of this channel that are engaging with this channel. Even more powerful, they are throwing comments up like crazy. This is what the YouTube algorithm computers need to see, want to see, and they will drive traffic to this YouTuber. Thank you, all of you who have become members today of this channel to add to the membership count we have. I appreciate this very, very much. Thank you, all of you. It's fantastic to see this. Really means a lot to Jen and I that a bunch of you are looking to become members of this channel so you can use your emojis, send me comments, and also be on the lookout for alerts that I will pop up like I did this morning before we even opened up the market. I sent an alert out this morning about the GameStop news, just to give you guys a heads up as to what to expect before we even opened for trading. So thank you, all of you, for becoming members of Stock Markets with Bruce, hanging out with Uncle Bruce. Those of you who caught my video last night, I hope you liked it. I did 2 videos yesterday talking about collecting sports cards and talking about driving a Lotta automobile in a blizzard in Calgary when I used to be in the car business. Somebody asked for a car story, and I obliged with a car story. Thank you, those of you who have caught that video. I hope you like it. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. If you liked my video about collecting cards when I was a kid, thank you for that as well. Really appreciate those of you who have picked up or checked out these videos about my earlier days. It's kind of you to do that, and kind of you to throw a thumbs up my way on these kinds of videos. It's fantastic that you're doing it. I really appreciate it. The Topps trading card story that I did, only 892 views, and the car story only 1,078. So maybe you don't like it that much. I don't know. Or you haven't had time to check it out yet. I don't know. But give it a chance. Go check it out. See what you think. I think these stories are pretty funny. But that's just me. Maybe I think things are funny and you don't. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Anyway, 3,200 thumbs ups now. Thank you guys for that support. I very much appreciate it. It's awful kind of you to do that. Those of you who are looking for a one-on-one session with me, thank you. Those of you who reached out to me, yes, we will do. I will be back to you to let you know when I can squeeze you in. Saturdays and Sundays is when I hold private one-on-one sessions, and you can hang out with me. We set up this channel right here. I sit here. You end up sitting over here, and we chat. And we go over whatever you want to talk to me about, whether it's your family, your lives, your career, your investments, your objectives, your hopes, wishes, dreams, and everything else. Uncle Bruce is here to hang out with you for an hour, and they're always fun. They're always enjoyable. And I do appreciate a lot of you who send me emails later. You write me a day or two after telling me how much the session meant to you, how much you enjoyed it. I thank you all. So if you'd like to do that, send me a private email. Just send me a private email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to have a private one-on-one session with you. There's the email address. The cost is $400 US for an hour. and it's just us. If you want to bring a guest with you, it's husband and wife, or what, fine with me, whatever you like. More than happy to talk to you about whatever you want to cover. I know a lot of you are in transition right now with respect to your personal lives. You're in transition with respect to your careers. You're in transition with respect to this virus. You're in respect to the fact that you're getting, your parents are getting older, and you're now getting more responsibilities to look after them, and you want to talk to someone about everything. And I'm here. I'm more than happy to do it. Saturdays and Sundays, I am now doing appointments into May and into mid-May already. So if you want something to get together, just let me know, and I'll try to squeeze you in when I can. Some of you I know want to get together ASAP. Sometimes they get a last-minute cancellation. I can zip you right up to the front of the line. It all depends. So let me know if you'd like to hang out with Uncle Bruce. We'd be more than happy to talk to you about that. And I know some of you have been gifted an hour of my time, which is also kind of cool. And that, if you know someone that would like to have an hour of my time, I'll be more than happy to help in on the surprise if that's what it is. Fantastic, guys. Thank you, all of you, for joining me today. We are just about at the 3-hour mark, so I'm going to get ready here to shut down for a few hours as I do some more due diligence on what's happening in the marketplace. Watching this stock here of GameStop, 176.32. That's where we are right now. We did reach a low today of, I believe, 173.91, and the volume 4.6 million. We started off with a bit of a bang, and now we've gotten very quiet as we're coming in through the mid part of the morning here. I will be back on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time to hang out with you for the last hour of trading and the first hour of the aftermarket. And we'll check the markets together and see what's going on, any other news that we have to follow or what's going on. We'll do that, of course. And I'll try to get back to all of you. If you have any questions or comments, by all means, let me know. But in the meantime, thank you for being with me for the 3-hour show this morning. It's always good to see you. It's always good to have you through here. And let's see what this market's going to do for us. Jay Ray says Elon just posted 10,000 jobs for the Cyber truck plant in Austin. If anyone out in Bageltown is looking for an opportunity, there you go. 10,000 jobs from Elon Musk are coming up. I thought Elon was going full automation. And Dan, thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Dan, so much for your kind words. Thanks, Bruce. Always a pleasure. Nick, thank you. Wizard Owls, if Bruce doesn't stay on until 12, my 10 grand contract is voided. There you go. Travis, I got a feeling it's going to get real spicy here real soon. David, will, thank you. Well, thank you, said David. You're welcome, David. John Van, not going to boom until they're forced to. Derek, I just want that truck. I just want the truck. Sing us a goodbye song, Bruce. Today's bagel, plain with cheddar, smoked ham and egg. Ooh, still sounds good. Brian, should you buy $20 private sessions at the local strip club, or should you buy a $400 private session with Bruce? Answer, buy Bruce first to double your lap dances. Stan, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Stan. Wizard Owl, nice try. Wizard Owl's laughing out loud. John, Elon trying to get more houses built in that area. Mallow, see you later, Brucey. Thank you, Mallow Shark, so much for your comments. And everybody popping in here. 176 on GameStop. What's it going to do today? Much love and respect, Bruce. See everybody at 3 o'clock. Have a good day, says Cam. Skippy, thanks, Bruce. Skippy, see you in a bit. Colin, strip club's words of wisdom. So there you go, Colin. Thank you for that, and everyone else. All right, guys. I will catch you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. Keep your eyes open for updates at any time. If you're a member of this channel, you never know when the next one's coming your way. And I will see you at 3 in the meantime. Where the heck are you finding stripper that only charges $20? TTFN, thanks, Bruce. Have a good nap, Bruce. See you, peeps. Thanks, Bruce. Early lunch. See everybody. See you later. There you go. Everyone's heading out. We'll catch you guys at 3 o'clock for the last hour of the day and the first hour of the aftermarket. 176.80. We're approaching 177 again on GameStop. Let's go, GameStop. 12 to 3 o'clock, the most boring part of the day without Uncle Bruce. What can I say? Thank you, everybody. Beautiful day here. Enjoy your afternoon, gang. Thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later at 3. Bye for now.